Oh. Hi guys, welcome in. Hello, hello. Hi guys, we're gonna be crafting here shortly. Let's give everybody a chance to come on in. Hello, hello, loves. Keep these on the side. Hi guys, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, loves. Hi, Christy. How are you, my love? Oh, my goodness. It has been a long day. Love, love, love. Hello. All right. Goodness. Well, today we're doing a product showcase because I know we've been talking a lot about the SnapCharm. And I am doing good, girl. Trying to keep up is what I'm trying to do. I took today to get a lot of new inventory up on the shop because I know I've been getting messages from everyone asking about new charms and new items. And so I wanted to make sure that I shared with you guys some of the stuff that we have added in here, some additional base beads, some really cool charms, even rhinestone chain on a spool. So we're gonna do active projects right now with everything that's new on the shop that's dropped recently. So I wanted to show you guys all of that, but let's get to it because I am like itching to craft right now. I have spent the better part of my afternoon, evening trying to get all of these things up. Hi, Chulita, how are you, sweetie? So we've got a lot to do. Now, everything I'm gonna use that I'm crafting, I have in the shop. So if you guys need to know where to get it, everything. Jessica, love, hello. I was just, oh, sweetie, yes. Oh, they're so cool, like legit. I love, and the hubby just arrived with my Star Bees. I'm so excited. Thank you, love. Look at that, fresh, right out the gate. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, do me a favor, babe. Oh, actually, no, I have one here. Never mind. Yeah, we're gonna be crafting, y'all, with everything that we have in the shop. As much time as I have for it, but yeah, I have my my little bin of surprises. Oh God, it is so amazing, Chulita, girl. This is like the yummiest thing ever. It is the Venti Vanilla Sweet Cream Cold Brew. I get it with 5 pumps of vanilla, extra vanilla sweet cream, stirred up before they throw the cold foam on top. Cause, like, legit, that's the yummy. Yes, girl, he is hubby for the win. So guess what? Hold on. I gotta flip. So this is like our setup, like legit. There's my stuff. There he's. There's like legit like all the stuff here, and those babies have been hard at work. So, fun fact. Let me share this. Let me flip my camera here. So, fun fact. Okay. I think we have how many? Three of like the 30 some odd pre-orders that we got in. Legit, we only have 3 left to ship out. So everybody that has pre-ordered their SnapCharm 2.0 system, it's either in the mail or it's about to go out. Like, I've been going in order. So like, I am so excited because I tell you guys all the time, like, set your expectations to what you can plan for in case something goes wrong, or it'll give you enough time to actually achieve the deadline that you're expecting, right? So I always say it. Thank you. So I always tell you guys, right? Under promise, over deliver, right? What does that mean? It means if I tell you May 26th, come hell or high water, I will ship those out by May 26th. Well, we got like our gears in place. We learned a lot from the 1.0 SnapCharm release. And just knowing that, all right, if we're going to do this, we have to do it in pre-order status, right? We can't just be like, okay, we're going to fulfill it. Because I wasn't expecting the amazing support that we got, which fantastic. But like legit, had the stars not aligned, like my husband was already off for a week from teaching because he's an elementary school teacher. So he was already off for a week. Our son was sick that week. So everything worked out, right? So that whole week, like the whole family stuck it out. You guys saw the videos. And so, hi, Cynthia, sweetie. Hello. And so you guys saw that. And so I always tell you all the time, under promise, over deliver. Meaning we busted our butts to get those out. Well, we weren't going to be able to have that same flexibility because I still have my 9 to 5. Oh, and good news for those of you who had heard about this. I will not be going to Jacksonville from the 4th through the 10th. Thank goodness. Not that I don't love Jacksonville and that whole area. But I didn't want to be away from you guys because I was going to be on site doing some training, but we had a meeting today and I don't have to go. So I'm excited, but yes. Oh, hello, my loves. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the gift. So we are going to start crafting like crazy today. I have a field trip with my kids' school tomorrow and I want to get my nails done. So we're going to craft tonight so I can get you guys to see all the cool stuff that's been added to the shop. Like legit, we got a ton of stuff added. And I want to give a huge shout out to my insiders, my Charmy Army insiders. You women are so freaking incredible. Like when I tell you that group is legit. Now, for those of you who don't know, that's my paid Substack subscriber team. So if you are on my article site, and that's the last time I'm going to say that name, if you're on my article site, you have to click the link in my bio to see what I'm talking about. If you're a free subscriber, awesome. I appreciate you, and you get tons of stuff too. But there's a special thing that happens with our insiders. Like legit, we are a amazing team. If you are looking for that camaraderie, if you're looking for a group of like-minded crafters that want to be able to grow their businesses and have that feedback from everybody, whether you're starting out, because there's a few of people who are literally starting out brand new from scratch, and some who are veterans and just needed that extra push or that extra direction on how to understand the business side of this collection crafting, because now you guys are collection crafters. We're not just bead crafters. That is going to be the group for you. It is super inexpensive. When I say super inexpensive, it's because the amount of stuff that you get, not only do you get access to the live weekly business calls that we do, legit, I have provided you guys a business coach GPT, meaning you get my brain on a GPT that you can talk to. And this week on Tuesday, I created 2 business starter checklists and we walked all the way through it. It's like hand in hand what you use to guide your way with the GPT. So I give you guys tons of stuff. And for those of you who supported the SnapCharm system 1.0 and 2.0, you guys got the GPT for free. So I love you. Yes, Jessica, no, Jessica loves it. She calls her Chibi. So you guys can change the name of the GPT, but she calls her Chibi. But she talks like me, she acts like me, she does, because I program myself in there. I have aspirations to continue growing this and do a lot more with Chibi Charms. I know I can't be everywhere at once, and so I wanted to make sure I prepared now for the future that I know is waiting for us. So that being said, that GPT is going to continue getting everything. So like those checklists I did, they're already there. They're already uploaded, updated. So if you are not one of my paid subscribers, but you got the GPT for free for supporting SnapCharms 1.0 and 2.0, guess what? It's updated with the checklist, so you have access to that checklist. So I love you guys. I appreciate it. You call it Sasha GPT. I love it, Kristen. You're so awesome. All right, I can't wait to craft. Let's do this. I want to show you guys everything. Let me move my camera back because that's a little too close to my face. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna have, I legit have like projects, my little project organizer here. We're going to use different things that I have on the shop. These are all there. So if you guys are wondering, yes, you can search for them, look for them. They are all there. If you look at latest drops, the majority of them are on there, but we're gonna start with our cubes. The cubes have been there for a while, but not these other little cute accessories, which you guys have seen all of these super cute fancy beads with like these little metal alloy charms. And yeah, we have them now, and you guys can create and build your own stuff. And it's super simple, super easy. This is our 2 centimeter creation tape. So you're going to need creation tape, our mocha circle beads, and they're 15 millimeter metal alloy charms, and the cube 16 millimeter bead. So 4 items, easy to, oh, where's my scissor? Easy to use, and of course make sure you have your scissor. But everything else, like legit, you could just sit here, do it all together, and you're done. Let me see if I have, no, okay. All right, creation tape. I have a lot of you that want to make sure you're using your creation tape right. You're not overstretching it, understretching it. So one thing to know with creation tape, when it doesn't have the sugar rhinestones already added to it, it is a little stretchier because it's quite literally, there's nothing else giving it that texture to be able to just quickly pop it off of the tape. So normally on sugar rhinestone tape, which you guys probably saw these palettes that came out, right? The equivalent of this is like basically putting sugar rhinestones on the underside, and then the other side is what's, you know, the tape piece. So normally we have access to something that's, you know, physically pulling, right? But you see, if I'm pulling, it's going to do that. So when you're taking it off, just little by little, take it off so that you're not stretching too much of the tape. And even if you do, you're going to be using it for your craft. So just be very careful when you're holding it. Leverage your hand, of course. You could also loop your pinky in to hold it while you're wrapping it around. I love this 2 centimeter tape. I am going to be ordering more. I think we have like 4 in stock or 3 in stock, if I'm not mistaken. But I love this tape because it works perfect with our 16 millimeter cubes. So just wrap it around. Because that plastic is still there, it's not going to overstretch your tape. So wrap it around. And I'm gonna wrap that piece right there. And then all I have to do is cut it. So the way I do it is I flip it, and then I put the scissor under, so I cut precisely where I need it to cut. That's the trick to it, right? You flip your scissor and turn the tape the other way around so that you actually can see what you're cutting. If you're doing it like this, you probably are going to cut either too little or too much. When you flip it the other way, you can bring it up to the edge you need, and then you cut. Once you do that, you can go ahead and take the tape off. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of our bead reamer tools. I like them because of the fact that I can use them on any of my beads, really. Here, let me get one that I haven't messed with. There we go. Okay. And you guys can also use, you know, you could use anything that you have at home. You don't have to buy the bead reamers. I have them because I love working with them. At one point, I even showed you guys how to use, I think one of my earlier videos, I'm going to show you this. I used a bamboo stick, and these are those little glue nozzles. Like, you could legit put that on there. So if you have things like this that come with your glues and you don't use them, use that too. It doesn't matter. It's all awesome. All right. All right. So you'll notice I didn't put any tape on the top or the bottom just yet. I love to work personally with the face portion of it first before I do anything else. In this situation, the bead reamer, as much as I love working with it, it's a little bigger than the bead reamer. The holes on these beads are a little bit bigger, so you're gonna see that it's going to move around. There are other options, like I could easily use the bamboo stick and go the other way, but once again, you know, it goes all the way through, just like, I mean, that's the whole point. Especially when you have beads, you want them to fit all your bead rods, right? In this case, there, I'll just leave it right there. So I want it comfortable to work with. You can use your hands if you want to use your hands. You don't need to use a tool for this part. That's another reason I love working with the creation tapes. You can use your hands. Keep your fingers though on the charms. Do not start sticking your oils and fingers all over the tape. Keep it on the charm. If you feel like, oh, you're gonna mess up, no, not a problem. It's easy enough. You either use your hands. If you feel uncomfortable with it, you can use tweezers. I don't even know if I have my tweezers next to me. Do I have my tweezers? Honey, do me a favor. I think I have my tweezers right there where I was working next to the thing there.
These ones?
Yep, my tweezers. Thank you. Hi, Geneva. Welcome, sweetie. All right. So what you're looking at is I'm doing a product showcase on designing different beads, different fancy beads and items using the items that we have in our shop that just released. So if you are not familiar with who we are, I am Sasha with Chibi Charms. I help bead crafters turn their inventory into products that actually sell. Not just from an artistic sense, but I teach you guys everything from the business aspects, how to find your target market, you know, the people you're going to sell to. And no, everyone is not a target market. Oh, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate the gift. And so I also teach you guys how to do that and provide you tons of resources for free for the most part. If you click the link in my bio, it'll take you to my website. The homepage of my site at the top has a link to my article site. That's where if you sign up for free, you get access to tons of stuff. I also have an insider group. And that insider group gets access to the live weekly calls where we really, really hone in and focus on the business side of things. And you guys learn a ton of stuff from start to finish. Like the one from last week, we talked about Repurpose IO. Oh, wait, let me flip that. There we go. Repurpose IO, which lets you post on one social media and then you can literally repost your stuff on a bunch of other social media sites without it taking you hours a day. And you build followers and everything. I literally showed you guys on my live. Like I have people who are following me that I was like, I comment and I communicate and I've made sales from it. I've never once posted directly on those sites. It all goes out to that. So super, super cool site to use. All right. So for our design, you can see with this new 15 millimeter alloy charm, we can go ahead and use that to, I'm going to put this on hold here for a second. Where's your subscription for DIY tutorials? So that's the oh gosh, that's the article site. But for a lot of the DIY tutorials, there's no subscription, sweetie. I don't charge for any of that stuff. I love being able to share with you guys a ton of free stuff. The only thing that I do so let me show you. If you go to my site where it says enter the studio, that's where you're going to want to go because that takes you to the site. The subscription fee is for the weekly call. We do a weekly business call and you guys get access to the business GPT that I created. That's quite literally like talking to me. But it guides you on your business. It helps you with mock designs on your stuff. So if you have an idea, but you don't want to use your actual product, it'll help you mock design something. So you can visually see it before you quite literally mess up your supplies and use up your supplies, especially if you have limited amounts of them. Thank you so much. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Super cool. Super easy. You guys saw the creation tape got added. I used the 2 millimeter creation tape. It worked perfect. It fit the height and everything of this one. This is the 16 millimeter cube bead. And then you notice the metal alloys have the little circle on there. You guys can put hearts in there. I do have some cute little hearts that dropped. And yes, we are going to make the bouncing butterflies. Those go live tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to do those today. But like these little hearts, they're 5.5 millimeters wide and, tall and 6 millimeters wide. But they would fit in there too. So, so we have this one here. So now we're going to use our round mocha, I feel like calling them chips every time I hear the mocha color. But they are circular. There are little circular gems. We got tons of crystals too that we've been adding, and I have so many more. This is the mix pack, so I'm going to use that. And then I need my wax tool. Where's my wax tool? You know, you gotta love it when you're sitting there like crafting because stuff is always everywhere. All right, I'm gonna use my craft tool to pick up the charms if they let me. Oh, so this one's gonna be a pain. No worries. That's why we have other options, y'all. Let me go grab my, I have another tool and I'm gonna show you the hack I did with that one. Because it'll help you guys too. Let's see if I can find it. Where is that? Okay, I see the cover. Every time I want to find something, it's always a freaking hassle because I move everything around every show, and then I can't find it when I need it. Oh goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna use the backup. Okay, so I have a bunch of these little tools, but if you guys ever use like those diamond paintings, they have like the little tips like this, and even this tool has one too. I just don't like how thin it is for this. You guys can actually use the wax that you use for this, bunch it up into a circle, add it to the tip, and then for items like this that have a lot more weight than the wax pens can handle, it'll actually grip it and hold it. So this pink stuff that comes with those pens, I'm going to show you guys the hack, right? So if you have heavier gems and your wax pens are, you know, just not having it, you can get the little wax pieces, pop it off, bunch it up into a little circle. I know it looks weird, but trust the process. You just want it to cover the tip. And I know it seems like a lot, but remember, we're trying to carry, in certain instances, a lot of things that are heavier. So this works great for those heavier gems. So you just do that, and look at that. It grabs it, and now I can place my gem right at the center of my metal alloy, and I can push it in my finger. Now I'm using creation tape for all of this because I want to show you guys how easy it is to use creation tape. It doesn't easily come off or anything like that. And I know you're probably wondering, what am I going to do with these edges? We've got sugar rhinestones we are definitely going to use. Now, a rule of thumb with your beads, okay? A lot of times people love putting things over and under to cover a lot of stuff with the beads. My biggest rule of thumb is when you're designing your pens, depending on how you're laying out your design, certain things are not even going to be seen. So for example, with this bead here, if I would have done all of this, that cute fancy design, you know, if I would have done like a bunch of rhinestones and stuff on this, it would have not only covered that, that's wasted product. So when you're designing and you're putting your stuff together, have in mind what you want to do. Don't just bulk do it unless you're selling it in bulk like that and you're just designing beads and other people are buying your beads. Always have that design in mind of what it is that you're going to do so that you even, you know, can determine whether you want to add product or not on the undersides, especially if you're going to cover it, if you're going to put crowns on it, if you're going to put spacers. It'll save you the headache of having to accommodate those extra gaps with the bead rods and having then to fill them with a bunch of little pearl beads or anything like that. So if your design doesn't need it, don't waste your time adding it. Save that time, save that product. Okay, so super simple, super easy. Look at that. That looks so cool. Little gem in the middle. By the way, this is how the pros do it. And now we have the tops and the bottoms. And like I said, you can go ahead and add your designs if you want to. I'm going to show you another really cool thing that you can do with it. Let me go get my square pearl pieces. So we also have these in the shop. These are the square ones. They do fit those 16 millimeter. I'm going to show you what it would look like. So when I place tape on top, it's going to just sit like that right on top. So the cool thing is if you do something like this, that little pearl piece becomes almost like the spacer that you need. Oh, thank you. Hubby made it for me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my engineer. That's what I'm calling him, my engineer. I got to add resin to it. But yeah, so now what we can do is, before I add the sugar rhinestones, because remember, that's the last piece. Please do not sugar rhinestone your stuff and then try to add embellishments on top of it. It's just a recipe for disaster. So with that same 2 millimeter, now we can start working on the top and the bottom pieces. So let's go back to it. Hold on, let me put this down for a second. I'm gonna cut that piece off there. Okay. So we've got it here. I'm gonna go ahead and place it on top. And you guys are probably wondering, Sasha, why are you putting it over the hole? I know some of your videos, you say try not to cover the hole. Well, keep in mind, the tape is flexible, right? In situations like this, I'm not going to sit here and cut around the hole. If I have the ability to not cover the hole and it's not gonna mess up my design, cool. In this situation, covering uncut, like trying to cut around the hole and all that, a pain in the butt. This stuff is flexible. The bead rods can pierce right through it. So you're not going to mess anything up. It's not going to be this major issue, anything like that. And if at any time you have any issues, you know, if you have long fingernails, that kind of thing, use a tweezer. It'll pop off the tape, okay? Same thing as before. You can go ahead and use your tweezers. We grab our pearl square and we can place it right centered on there. If you need to move it around, do not press it in until you're ready. That way you can move it around if needed. I think that looks good. That's centered. Now I can push it in if I wanted to with the tweezers. Do the same on the other side. Let's go ahead and do that. And I know you guys are wondering, well, Sasha, is all of that stuff gonna actually hold? Yes, it does. So the cool part about creation tape, it is nano tape. It is made with the same technology that they use to hang paintings and stuff up. The only difference is ours is thinner so that it doesn't get so bulky that your designs look like super huge and then you have a ton of gaps to fill in. All right, so here we go. That's the design. Let's sugar rhinestone it. This is my favorite part. So just so you guys know, we have a ton of options. This is my little showcase. So these are all the different ones we have, and we're still adding more and more. So I'm going to choose, which one should I choose for this one? You know, I haven't done purple. No, we'll do the lavender one. That's the newest one. You need, yeah, it's in the shop. It is definitely in the shop. It's the 2 centimeter. But this is the lavender. Let me see if you guys can actually, I'm gonna try to put the spotlight a bit more on this. This looks a little dark. There we go. Let's see if I add some extra light. I love the extra light. Let's do some more light. There we go. All right. It looks pink, but it's not. It's actually lavender. So we've got that. And now we do the fun part. Oh, I might have one of my little rhinestones in there. See, that's what happens when you use the same bin for all your projects. So now we do the fun part. Now we dip. We dip, dip, dip. And I don't have to worry that any of my stuff is going to fall off. Now's when I want to put my fingers on this because I want to squeeze the rhinestones on there. And all it's doing is it's adding or attaching itself to the parts of the tape that had no embellishments. Now I can go ahead, tap, tap, tap. Push them in just so that they're embedded into the tape. This is why I love the tape, because it literally sucks those rhinestones in so they're not flaking off. When you use it with glue, I'm not saying you can't use it with glue. Obviously, it's been very successfully done with glue. However, because it's a hard surface on a hard surface, you get more flaking. Oceans. You said sugar. Nope, this one is 1.5. This one's 1.5 millimeters. The 2 millimeter is a little bit thicker. That's the same, that's the size of the rhinestones on our creation tapes for the palettes. But the sugar rhinestone packs we have are the 1.5. So these are the super micro sugar. And then like I mentioned, you guys can go ahead and poke, with your tool, with your bead rod. You poke it in there and then there you go. Let me put it on a pen so you actually see it on a pen. I'm going to take apart my SnapCharm pen. That way you guys can actually see it. By the way, that's the rhinestone bead for those of you that saw it. All right, let's go ahead and put that through. If I had a cover, I would put it on there, but it's in there. Here, let me take the crown out. I love the crown, but it's so bulky. There we go. Okay, now it's sitting. So that's what it would look like. And when you push it in, it will straighten out, by the way. That's only the tape. So if I had it seated in here with something, it would not, be all wonky. That's just from the tape that I was messing with. So there you go. That's the design. All of these, like, you guys could create a ton of these for your designs, especially if you're doing your collections. For sure, you can make all of the ones that you need to for your collections. And these are all the crystals and the items that you would need. So let me put this project on the side. And by the way, I also save these and I put them in my freebie packs with you guys when you place your order. So some lucky person is going to get this one in the mail. I do give these away. Is that tape easy to use on round beads? Oh, we're going to have actually the next one is our round bead. I'm going to show you. I am definitely going to show you. Oh, awesome, Jessica. Yay. Yeah, the best thing about these is that you guys can actually create full-on collections with these and have your theme designs for your pens. That's why I keep calling you collection crafters, not just bead crafters, because you're not creating just beads. You're creating collections you're going to sell to your customers. In its essence, these are all things people want to collect. Even before the SnapCharm came to play, like legit, people were collecting these pens, and we're continuing that by ensuring that we make it something that they want to continue collecting, not just do one-offs on. Okay, let's reset here. All right, next up, we have our 16 millimeter base bead. This one also went live today. We're going to make a super cute glitter leaf flower. It's going to have the flower inside, and then it's going to have the little gems popping out like the flower leaves. And then we're going to have a pearl bead on the top and the bottom. Now, circle beads. So glad you mentioned this, because one of the biggest things, even though I like wrapping it when I normally do these, not everybody is comfortable doing that. And some people, when they do it, it's a little wonky. So then they get like thicker pieces in certain areas when they're doing this. So we added this as well to our shop. These are, you get a 50 sticker sheet. But it's the little circles. I'm going to just show it to you. It goes like this so that you can place it on the top parts of your circle. And then you use that 2 millimeter tape to go around. Flatten it all out. I'm going to show you the tool that I use, which is a silicone based tool. These are inexpensive. You can find them at the trees that shed the dollars, if you know what I mean. Somebody mentioned they were like $1.25 for 2 of them at that place. And then you can also find it at the jungle place. I'm going to call it the jungle place. Where the anacondas live. Oh, they're just silicone tools. These are like so these are just the silicone. They're like for nail, like typically you use them for nails, but they're just silicone. They're like, you can use them to like push your cuticles and stuff like that, or do the nail designs with the builder gels. So that's what they're for. But these are super cool because you can easily put them. They are also creation tape, so they're still the same type of creation tape. They're just specifically molded so that they fit on the top pieces of your beads. So you're not having to do wrap to get the whole thing. And you guys have seen me do those before. That was driving me nuts, even though you know, we made it work. Sometimes it's such a pain to deal with that. So we now have these in our shop that work with your round beads. And you place it right there, line it up with the hole. And now the ends are good to go, which means now all we need is our 2mm tape that goes around. We use the tool to flatten the edges that are sticking out, and then we continue working on our design. Okay. Cool thing about creation tape, when you have the protective covers, the moment you start pushing things down, it does. I'm not going to take the one on the bottom off just yet because we're, you know, obviously we're still working down here. But as you press down, it starts peeling on its own. So you can start lifting it if you needed to take it off. I'm not going to take it off just yet. I want to finish putting my crafting tape all the way around. All right, so here we go. Now for this one, I do it a little different because I don't like the bunching, okay? So for this one, you're definitely gonna want to start taking the piece off, that backing. The square's different. Squares are squares, right? They only have one, they're flat surfaces. These are not. So I wanna make sure I do this calmly so I can show you guys, right? So there, I started taking the backing off. I already have a piece on the actual tape. So I can go ahead and wrap and stretch. Yes, you can stretch with this. It will still stay adhesive. Don't go crazy stretching. You don't want it to break, but you can stretch till you get to that other side, and you can even go over the other piece to get the entire bead. The reason I like stretching it is so it's not so freaking bulky, because I hate it when it's bulky and not doing what it needs to do. And then I have to cut extra pieces off. So once you're gone around, you can go around 1.5 times or 1 time, whatever, as long as it's covering your bead, right? We have the ends covered and taken care of. Yeah, that's the hardest part. It's, you know, if you have too much left over, it's, you know, starts bunching up. Now, cool thing with creation tape, if you have pieces that stick out, you can always cut them. And using the silicone tape, if you want to, you can also flatten them like that. See? That way you can shape it to where it needs to be. Sometimes all it needs is that little flattening. And then that other piece, we'll go ahead and take it off. Let me go ahead and push it. I'm going to push it down. Just so I have it ready. I'm gonna go ahead and put the design that I want on the top of this, and then we're gonna flip it because that's how we do it, okay? Once again, I'm gonna use my tweezers. I don't want my finger grease getting everywhere. Not that I have a ton of finger grease, but we all have natural oils, right? So my design is going to incorporate having a 14mm, this is the 14, no, this is the 12. The 12mm pearl round spacer on the ends. I will be covering the rest of it with sugar. Now that I have something that is holding, and by the way, you can see I'm pulling it from the spacer and it's lifting the entire bead. It sticks, it holds. It's not coming off unless I purposefully pull it off. Now that I have something there designed, I'm good to go. Now I can flip it, take the extra little piece of tape off, and continue working on my design. I'm going to go ahead and place my other spacer just so from a spatial perspective, I know where I'm working on with my flowers and the spacing that I have all around. So I've got the ends done. That's it. And you'll notice the tape looks flat, right? It's not like sticking out. It's not bunching. If I see a little corner that's sticking out, I can go ahead and push it in with that. Don't go crazy filling this whole thing with, you know, the silicone. Always make sure you wipe the silicone with alcohol. Let it dry before you use it, because if you're touching it and stuff, your oils get on it. But keep it clean. And there you go. I've got the ends done. Now, cool thing with this is I'm using our glitter leaf. I'm using the pink and the white glitter leaf. And let me check to see if there's any comments, because sometimes I miss your guys' comments. Okay, no, good. And this is the spring pack that we do. This is a custom mix that I do. It's got the hibiscus, it's got the pink and the white hibiscus. I've got tons and tons of different flower options, and I call it my spring pack. I have all 4 seasons on there, but you get half an ounce of it, and it's a beautiful, beautiful mix. This one has the larger hibiscus ones, and it's got also the little smaller ones. All right, so let me go ahead and do this here. Now, for the flowers, I like using the wax tool. They will stick. They stick a little too well with this tool because it goes into the crevices of the wax, and I don't want it pulling the design off after I've stuck it on. Another thing that I'm going to teach you guys, you can use your bead reamer tools if you've got them, or you use a nail file if that you prefer that. But like for this one, I'm going to use the, should I use the white hibiscus? Yeah, I'll use the white hibiscus. Roughen the backs of your flowers, only because it creates the adhesion that you need so that it doesn't come off your tape. I did an entire video showing you guys this. Flowers with and without the, roughing it up, you can see the difference in adhesion. If I put it on there, it'll pop right off if I don't at least scuff the back of the surface. Nobody's going to see this. Nobody's going to, sit there and ask. I just take the dust off with my hands. You can use a alcohol pad, but make sure you at least let it dry before you start sticking it onto your adhesive surface. All right. As I mentioned, I'm going to use my wax tool for this. Dig that little sucker in, and I'm going to put it in the middle where I want it to be because I'm going to have those glitter leaf pieces sticking out from the edges of that hibiscus. You can push it in now. And before I do the next hibiscus, I want to start working on my glitter leaf. So that way I know spacing wise what I've got. And here for that one, I will use this one. Right here, I can go ahead and start with the edges and pop them out and then kind of make it so it's the longer leaves of the hibiscus. Even though the hibiscus is completed, it just adds a cute little, see, it's coming together. Cute little, almost like I want to say like a sunflower, but it's not. I mean, I'm not intending to make it a sunflower. Just a super cute flower design with the hibiscus as the center of attention. And as you can see, you can continue on all the way around. And this is the glitter leaf, so it does sparkle. Yes, I do, sweetie. And I added a bunch more colors too. Yep. I think we have, oh gosh, 16, 18, 20 possibly. I don't know. I literally, Ramona, my day today, or my afternoon/evening, because I did work today, was quite literally focused on getting new product up and running. And I can go ahead and I could have shifted the hibiscus a little more, further up and stuff. If I was using a 20 millimeter bead, this would have been a lot easier. I could also add an embellishment down there if I wanted to, but the goal is not to make it that it is a flower, just give the illusion that it's got the flower pieces here. One additional thing that I could do, like I said, is add an embellishment down here. And in this case, I could add like a heart if I wanted to, which, you know what? Let's do it. We've got it. We've got our little baby hearts. But I'm going to grab the ones that work with that one. All right. I got some of my little baby hearts here. So we'll use the baby hearts. All right. We'll put it at the bottom so that it pops just like a cute little crystal heart. Right in there. Oh, let me use my wax tool. That way I can actually see what I'm doing. Ah, stop knocking it out. There we go. Oh, wait, I think I may have misjudged that one. Let me try to flip it. Is this one my smallest one? No, that's not my smallest heart. Hold on. Let me grab my smaller hearts. This is, that one's like a 6. Let me get a smaller one. Oh, my smaller. These are smaller. Okay. Okay, I misjudged it. See, these are the bigger ones. I was trying to go for these, the smaller one. So the smaller one is the one that I was looking for. So what happens when I don't prep? Scratch back maybe. No, not for this one. This one I don't. Because these already have a rough backing to them. These also have the wrap. It was just, it's not enough space for that bigger heart. But it will be for this one. So it will fit in there. Oh, come on now. You know, there's something about going live and being able to do this. There we go. Get in there. Yeah, I should have used a 20 millimeter, but the 16 is the one that I launched today. I already have the other ones up. There you go. You guys get the point. You can put a little heart there. We got the charm, and then you can do the same on the other side. You could do a bunch of different stuff on the other side. You could fill it up with a bunch of flowers. I could do that too. Or I can just leave it with sugar and make that a focal piece of the design. So this is the part that is awesome about crafting, because you can continue doing so much more. Like I can fill it with additional, so like this is the main piece, and then I can just continue going all the way around with flowers. Now keep in mind, I'm going to show you, I didn't scratch that one. Look how quickly I can pop that off. I don't like that. That is not the best way to do it. You want to scratch. Do you see how shiny that surface is? You want to scratch it. Let me see if I can show you guys the scratch versus the non-scratched. Right? So there's the scratched. Let's see if I can show you. This one has no scratch. You see how shiny that is? That one is scratched. So it's dull. That's what we want with our flowers. That's how they're going to stay the longest. And I'm going to pull it off and I'm going to show it to you. So I'm going to pop it right here. Push it in. I'm pulling. I'm not faking. I'm pulling. Okay, you saw how hard that was. I was literally pulling and it like snapped back at me. That's the difference. So if you guys have your embellishments and they're literally falling off, or you have customers going, oh my God, I just popped it into my purse and why did it fall off? That's why it fell off. You're not scratching the backs of your surfaces. So do that moving forward so your designs stick, especially when you're using creation tape, even adhesives. If you guys think this is just for creation tape, no, this is adhesives as well. This is all the way across the board. So make sure you do that. Secure your designs. Like the whole purpose of people paying as much as they do for these designs is not so that it lasts for, you know, the moment that they open it out of the package. They want it to last. So make sure that you're doing everything in your power to ensure that adhesion sticks. You guys saw the difference. I literally showed you. I'm going to just pop these on with my finger because it's going to make it a lot easier. But you can keep, you know, putting different flowers all the way around. And I know some of you are probably like, oh my God, Sasha, but it's going to take forever to do this. Well, if you guys are using my crafting spreadsheet that shows you how to account for your design time, then you will be charging the right price. You know, one of the things that I talked to my insiders about on Tuesday is we need to get out of this mindset that just because people do this as a hobby, that we can't take it seriously like an art form for those of us that use it as a business, okay? I would never go up to an artist and go, oh, God, I can buy those supplies at Michael's and just do that myself, right? You're paying for the design. You're paying for the artwork. That's why you buy art from artists. You're not sitting there trying to, can you scratch the bottom with sandpaper? That will leave scratches. Oh yeah, you can do it with whatever. I like, we offer these bead reamers. I love them because of that, because they're just so tiny and like I can get in there with this. But I've used, prior to having my bead reamer, I used nail files. Like legit, like I started all of this with, first I started with my nails. I wanted to start learning how to do my nails on my own. And then I went into doing the fidget keycaps, which is where Hello keycaps came into play. And then I found, I created Chibi Charms and founded it in 2024. And here we are. We are Chibi Charms now. So yeah, keep that in mind. You guys are designers. You're not, you know, farmer market crafters. You're not sitting there. I mean, farmers market crafters you could be, but you're still selling it at the right price. I just don't want you guys thinking that, you know, because, you know, let's say you spent, you know, $2 on a bead, and then you're pricing, you know, your entire pen that may have cost you at base $10, and you're selling it for 30 or 35, that you're overcharging. You are not. People pay for the convenience of having something beautiful designed by, you know, for them. You're not sitting there finding these things at like a Wally World. Okay? They go to you because they want your designs. Oh, that looks pretty freaking cool. All right, so we have that side, and now I gotta figure out what I want to do on the other side. I don't know. What do you guys think I should put on the other side? I have like tons of stuff, but let's see here. Oh, I could actually probably use like the bigger heart version. I can do that. Let me try that. Oop, flip. Oh my goodness, come on now. There we go. All right, so there's a heart there. And I got the flowers spread all the way around. Yep, every bling pen is different. I mean, and you guys have to understand. So I tell you, put your branding on your pens, right? I'm not joking when it comes to that. I showed you guys, for those of you who have followed me for a while, if you're new here, welcome, welcome. I am Sasha. I help bead crafters turn their inventory into products that actually sell. I teach you the business side of this. This is not my first business. I actually launched my first business at 21. And I was doing web development. I was in a lot of tech. And when I tell you, I've told my story 20 millions of times, but when it came to crafting, it was the one thing that was like the hardest nut to crack, because I kept thinking like a hobbyist instead of a business person. When I applied everything that made me successful in all my past businesses and my past jobs, everything. When I applied the things that I knew, that's when it started like really like blasting out and working. So now I teach you guys all of this. And I always tell you guys, if you have questions, message me, DM me. I recently launched a GPT that literally has my entire brain on it. My insiders have access to it, and so do the SnapCharm 1.0 and 2.0 supporters. But yeah, and that's actually releasing to everybody on the 28th. And when I say to everybody, it's going to be like widely released on the 28th. If you are a paid paid article subscriber, you'll get that included as part of the $8 a month thing. And it's like 80, I think 80 for the year for that. But it's super nominal. I don't sit here and charge you guys hundreds, thousands of dollars or anything like that to talk to me. I just want to give you guys the information on the materials you need to succeed. And this is one of them. Brand your work. Use these little charms. These are like typically found on necklaces. Brand your work. Everything. Let me see. Like, this is part of our, I'm going to continue my design over here in a second. But this is part of our SnapCharm system. Like, I brand them with these little charms. I don't want somebody else getting credit. Or if somebody, here's a perfect example, okay? And this is how it's happening right now in the industry for people who do not brand their work, okay? I'm Joe Schmo. I go on a live and I see somebody who sells the pen and I buy it, right? My coworker, Mandy, decides to check out my pen and goes, oh my God, that is so cute. Oh my God, who did you get it from? And at that moment, I might not remember your name, right? So I'll be like, oh, I found her on TikTok. God, I'll see if I can find the information. I bought it a little bit ago, blah, 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 blah. Hi, sweetie. How are you? Oh my gosh. I love seeing all y'all come on here. I love it. And so instead of me saying, oh yeah, it's right there on the pen. There's the person who made it. I got to try to jog my memory. Hopefully I find it. And if I don't, guess what? That person is going to jump on TikTok, find a random person's live and go, oh, that must be the person she got it from. Because, oh, they have bling pens. I'm doing good. I'm just showing everybody the importance of branding their work. And so now if I'm designing these items, and especially now that we have the SnapCharm system, I mean, now that you guys could actually impress the crap out of your clients and your customers, like, you want to brand your work, especially if you're doing the collections and you're like, okay, and then, okay, let me switch my character out to something else. Like, legit, please start branding your work. Get your credit. I share, by the way, this TikTok replay will be on our article site. For those of you who are new, I'm going to show you where to get it. It's free. All my replays on TikToks are free. All my DIY tutorials, they're included free. I even have... So let me go back to my site. Click the link in my bio, enter the studio. It's going to be right there. I can't say that right here on the live because then they'll penalize me. Let me back this thing up a little bit. Give me 1 second. There we go. When you're on here, sign up for free. Every single live that I've done where we've talked about business, where we've talked about designs, everything, I post them here. So all our live sessions are posted, right? All of them, and they are free. When I tell you guys, I give you access to tons of stuff, I do. Our business coach GPT, like this is it's locked for the paid subscribers, but our tutorials are on here, right? I even have under tools and resources, the calculator that I created for you guys. It's free for you to have that. If you guys don't know how to price your stuff, this will help you take into account your packaging, the amounts you get charged on some of these sites to sell your stuff. My insiders got full access to we did a 3-session Shopify workshop where we quite literally went through and walked through all of the Shopify setup process. I don't like sharing my space with other people. Why? Because I'm not going to sit there and spend my time going on TikTok so that I send you to sites like ETSY or all these other crafting places so that somebody else can steal my customer, right? You want to be the center of attention on your website. That's how you do it. So, we've got, there's the 3-part Shopify setup. So I literally walk you through it. So when I tell you guys, I'm not just showing you cutesy little how-to-dos. I do them because I love showing this stuff, and this is part of my fun time with my crafts, right? But I teach you the business side of this that nobody else will. It is an important part of turning this into an actual business. I never liked feeling overwhelmed by the supplies I got. And a lot of us, that's how we start in this business. We see the lives, we see all these things and we're like, oh my God, I need to have that. I know somebody that can buy it. And we start getting into that impulsive buying. And then by the time we're done, our craft rooms, you can't even walk into your craft room. You still have boxes and things in boxes and you're looking at it going, how am I going to sell that? Right? Yeah, Marvelous knows, like, legit. That's how I was there too, guys. That's why I told you this was the only business that stumped me because I was like, I know I'm really good when it comes to working and business and everything. Why is this stumping me? It's because I kept thinking like a crafter. I kept telling myself somebody's gonna do it until I freaking told myself think like how I did in all my other businesses, and I realized I wasn't finding a person in mind, like who was my buyer, right? I had to identify that. Guess what? That's for free in that I almost said it. In the article site that I just showed you. That's in there that you can go ahead and get that article. So keep that in mind. Like, I give you guys these resources for a reason, and it's because I want you to succeed. I don't want you going and feeling overwhelmed. It literally kills me every time I see people going on, the Book of Faces, and I know when they've given up because they sell their pens for like $2 or $3 a pop, or they give away their pen tops, their designs, they give them away for like $1 a piece. And I'm like, okay, well, at that point, I know you've given up. And that sucks. Like, you guys go into this with excitement. I want you to keep that excitement. I don't want you feeling like, you just wasted on a whole bunch of money. Like, I know, because I'm not going to put that there. I know, because I was there. When I did my taxes the first year of ever being in this business, and I say this all the time because it's so true, I literally could have gotten myself a tummy tuck. I was like, I could have got my mommy makeover with the amount of money I spent. And that's when it literally hit me, because I did my taxes and all that stuff, and I was like, why? Like, legit, why? I feel like I'm missing one more little thing here. Oh, I'll put a little teeny flower. So, y'all, I'm not talking to you from, a high level perspective. I've been in the trenches. I've been there where you have been. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed, completely defeated, because I knew I had a plan in mind on who I wanted to sell to and what I wanted to do. And it just evaporated the moment I went and got too many things. Do a little white one right there. Oh, wait. Let me scratch it. I forgot to scratch it. So we talk about all that stuff on here, on the article site. Like, that's what our weekly calls are about. I'm not sitting there crafting on our weekly calls. Like, we legit are strategizing, creating new ways for you guys to get in front of your target market. Okay, I think that's cute. I'm going to go ahead and add the sugar now. And I already did the lavender, so I'm going to I'll do my pink one this time. Welcome in. Hello. All right, now we dip. Now we can dip. Whew. This is like the fun part. Oh, the clear one. Yes. You're talking about how it was before? I can show you what it looked like before. So that's the before. That's the after. Look at that. It doesn't even look like the same. Isn't that crazy? So when you guys see some of these beads and they're like, oh, it's a 20 something millimeter. Yeah, after all the embellishments, but like legit, it was a 16. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I kind of just did like a little montage. Actually, let me flip it. It goes like this. There's my heart. I kind of put a bunch of stuff together. I wanted to just show you guys the extent of it. Like, I have a little heart down there, like a little flower montage all the way around. And then we finish it and finalize it with our sugar rhinestones. I always tell you guys, these go a long way. You don't have to buy 30 pounds of it. Legit, when I sell it in the 1 ounce, it's for a reason. It will last you quite some time. When you're using it, always put your embellishments first. Then dipping is the last thing. And when you dip it, you can then just start, going around, squishing, and then tap it just to get the extra off. If you're using creation tape, it's awesome because it actually it pushes it into the tape. And that's why you have less flaking with your creation tape. 6 or 8 or 10. Jacqueline, are you talking about the bead? Oh, so this is a 16. Let me know which one you're talking about with 6, 8, or 10. Yeah, so this is a 16, and this is what I turned it into. And we have this one in our shop too. But we have all of this stuff in our shop. But yes, you see how big, like you can make these bigger looking beads just from adding your designs. And this is all created with, like I said, with the creation tape. And it sticks, it's sturdy, like they're not, I'm gonna, look, it's not falling off, y'all. Okay, when I show you how to do it, that's why I show you how to do it the way I show you how to do it, because it won't fall off. Okay, I'm literally throwing this thing. I just put it together. Oh, I'm in US, but we do have international. Actually, I send out an email and everything. Like, we legit have everything on there, so you guys get the best, you know, you get the best pricing for your country. So this one's the 2 centimeter. And by the way, this is not like your typical one that you see on those other sites. Like, those other sites sell it for you to hang paintings. Like, ours are super thin. I'm gonna show you. Let me grab my honey, do you have my measurement tool? The bead one? Or do I have it? Do you have the measurement tool? Oh, it's right here. I got it. Thank you. Okay. I have this little handy dandy, but I want to show you guys. This tape is thin. It's not your typical nano tape. 0.3 millimeters thick. The whole point of it is so that you can go ahead and being filtered. You get the beads. Oh, Sandy's, if it's doing that, unfortunately, it's by default. I don't like have you guys filtered with anything, but oh yeah, I can definitely do that. Okay, so let me go back to the thing. So Marina, the beads. So I have these on my shop. Like, everything I'm showing you is everything I have in my shop. If you click the link, go to my bio, it'll go there. It'll take you there. We just added a ton of additional DIY supplies. And we also have our SnapCharm system. If you guys are not familiar with what that is, we have our patent pending system where you have, you know, your collectible little characters. With our system, you can interchange the characters. They do not fall off. These are not refrigerator magnets. They're none of that. We even have our 2.0 system, which thankfully we've gotten all but 3 orders out of the 30 some odd orders that were pre-ordered. And by the way, you guys ordered like a ton of the stuff. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. We definitely hustled and got that stuff out. But I wanted to show you, so our system, the SnapCharm system, if you guys haven't seen it yet, so like this is like our flex base. When you add your stuff to it, like it doesn't fall off. Like you can legit do all this stuff to it. So we have that on our site, and then all the DIY supplies. Like, I want you guys legit not to feel like you have to always constantly buy a bunch of stuff every time just to get one bead that you need for your pens. Like, it shouldn't be like that. All right, let's measure, because I gotta look at all the comments here. So measure the bead with the ruler. Yes. Okay. So I'm catching up to the comments. All right, so we're gonna measure it height wise with the spacers and everything. So now we're at a 22.7. This is what it was when we started, right? Is this a 20? Oh, sorry, this is the 20 millimeter bead, duh, not 16. So it's a 22.7 from the top. So this is our, actually no, it's 6. Yeah, so these are the 20. Dang it, did I put 16? Yep, I think I may have put 16 on the site. Give me 1 second. I gotta update that real quick. Oh, actually, no, I don't. Because I do have the 16. But if you guys wanted the 20, it'll be on there. I'll have to duplicate the listing. I told y'all I was hustling today. So from here, it's 18. From here, it's, what is it? It's our base speed. So we got 19.3, right? All right, completed. Let's see. 22.7. I'm not going to do the hibiscus because that would be overkill, but I will go from the sides with the flower side. Yeah, you're like at 26 there. So let's look at it on a pen. There it is. Oh God, that looks so pretty. I love it. It does look super cute. See, it just, I guess it matters when you put it on a pen. Magnet topper caught my attention. How does it work? Elena, yes. By the way, I'm catching up with y'all's comments, so give me one, give me a sec. So our SnapCharm system launched in April. With our 2.0 system, you guys can actually pick the colors of your base beads, but it's an entire kit that you get. You can get the kit or you can get the expansion packs. And basically the point is, so we're normally used to having our pens with one character, and then, you know, you may or may not get the person to come back and want to keep buying from you. Well, with our system, which is patent pending, the SnapCharm system, you can actually have, I'm going to show you, a collectible amount of characters. I'm going to grab my little babies over here. And you can start selling off collections to your customers that they can then use with the pens that you create, because you're going to still create your pens like normal. And you're going to, here, let me flip this over here. Sorry, I still have to organize my desk area here. Your pens, you design them like normal. The beads that you get, they could be the color ones, which are 3D printed. And I also have the clear acrylic ones. They do have the built-in magnetic base to it. And you, with your character part, you can actually attach your characters to it. And, you know, they can write, they can do whatever. You drop it, it won't fall off, okay? It comes with character stands. But the whole point is now you guys can start selling off your inventory a lot faster, because you'll be able to sell collections, do mystery bags. You can do monthly subscriptions where they're getting a pen and 2 characters every month. And now you can start predicting your, oh my gosh, I have 53 new messages. You can start predicting your revenue. So this matters. We have the pre-order still open. The pricing is going to change on the 26th. It will go up. I gave you guys introductory pricing because the 2.0 system is legit, like the one that now can hold up to 1 ounce characters, where before it was up to 0.6. I won't go beyond an ounce of characters. Anything heavier than that, your pens will just be too heavy for people to write with. We have to keep the customer in mind as well when we're designing these. You don't want it too heavy, right? That's why I love that the color ones that we have, that with all the different, there's like 12 different colors. We do it so that you have the ability to customize it. Oh, thank you, Fun Size. I appreciate you. I love that. Your girl, Fun Size. Love it. Yes. And that's the thing. Like, guys, I legit started all of this because I figured out how to get out of that hobby mindset and into a business mindset and make it successful. I proved it for over 6 months. I learned everything I took everything that I learned in the past with all my other businesses, and I applied it to this, and that's what changed the game for me. And I was like, okay, and for those of you who don't know, I am a trainer. That's literally my 9 to 5. I will not leave my 9 to 5 because I love my 9 to 5. But it is one of those things where I took my strengths as a trainer and started working with you guys and training you on how to do stuff and breaking it down in non-technical terms. I'm not sitting there, trying to teach you web development overnight. I break everything down into pieces. I provide checklists, spreadsheets, all this stuff. And a lot of it, I want to say like 90% of it, I provide for free on my article site. So I give you guys tons of resources. I even gave you guys a calculator on that site. And if you click the link in my bio, it'll take you there. Let me see. I want to make sure. Cinderella for sale. No, she's not. I give those away, funny enough, because I'm not designing anymore. Like, legit, I show you guys these things, and whoever orders, like for example, this one, I'm throwing it into one of my freebie bags and somebody will get it. But I give away my designs because my target market, the people that I work with and love working with, are other crafters and designers who legitimately want to make this a successful business for themselves. And I offer the supplies and everything and the systems to help you sell your stuff faster. But I'm not sitting there individually making pens or collections, because my value lies in what I teach you guys on the business end, how to structure yourself, how to start making sure all your social media matches the aesthetic that your target market is looking for, right? And by the way, target market is not everybody that wants a pen. That is not a target market. When you make your designs, when you have your collections in place, there are people that want it, and there is a certain category that they fit into. And if you're marketing, if I was legitimately, this is a perfect example, right? If I was marketing Hello Kitty, I am going to use my Hello Kitty background. I'm going to use cute little chibi sounds if I didn't want to use my voice, and I'm going to have all of the cool little stuff. But keep in mind, anytime you're using protected character IP, you're putting yourself at risk. However, if you are selling your stuff, you want it to go to your target market. And if my target market loves Hello Kitty, I need to make sure it's focused on that. I'm not going to have a background with Minecraft, have her here, and then have Mickey on the side. That's just all over the place. That's you trying to sell to everybody. You will get no one. Okay? It's hard. And then when you sit there and do lives and, maybe you make a few sales, but guess what? You've just literally given up your entire time with your family. And that's not sustainable. That's not scalable. You can't scale that in your, if you guys go on vacation, you're in the water, like you can't do anything. You go on vacation with your family, you don't have a website for that has your products and stuff on it, because you're normally used to doing it on lives and taking Zells and Cash Apps and all these other things, instead of having an actual e-commerce site ready for you. So I teach you all of those things. And no, I don't sit there, hi, Lena. I don't sit there and charge you a ton of stuff. Oh, yay. Oh, Craft Delicious. Thank you, sweetie. Yes, I love putting these together. Like, these are legit put together by me. Like, I don't get these prepackaged or anything like that. Like, we put them together, name them and everything. I have the hubby, he cuts, I roll. That's how it works. And we started with 2 palettes, and now we've grown to 4 total. So I love my pop star one. It reminds me of like all the 80s and 90s cartoons and stuff. And our Cosmic Ice and the Chrome Knights. And I'm going to show you guys a project with them. So, well, we're going to be on for a little bit here. Yes. Exactly. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to show, and this is, by the way, this is with the Flex Base. The Flex Base has the ability to go on flat surfaces, so you can attach like your flat charms, and our system does not make them fall off. So like legit, I'm swinging this thing around. I can drop her. She ain't falling off. And I train you and everything. Like, it comes with training. So in the kits, let me see if I can find... I just dropped all my stuff. I slid a little too much on my chair. Oh, that's okay. That's the best part. They stay intact. Yeah, I just like knocked my whole little shelf thing because I swear, phew. Anyway, the kits inside, I give you guys access to the training course. I actually created a training course because, of course, I'm a trainer, so I have to do that. That's like part of my job. But yeah, hi, Maida. Yes, sweetie. What's your question? But that's what's, you get the kit, you get the training, and then I did the masterclass too last Saturday. We did an entire masterclass. We walked through everything step by step, and that's recorded and also on the article site. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I slid way too much on my chair. And look, everything fell, but nothing broke. That's why I love our system. Oh, I want to show them this.
Sure.
I'm not doing those other ones. I left it in there with it, and they got yucky. I know. We'll figure that one out. I also wanted to show you guys, the kit. So right now it's on pre-order. So the difference is the 1.0 that launched at the beginning of April, that one just had the clear acrylic beads. Now we have up to 12 colors, and it has, you have the ability to pick your Like you can pick your, hold on, let me see if I can grab my other, where's my demo kit? Oh, here we go. God, I keep dropping everything, y'all. Okay, so with the new 2.0, you get like the actual base speed color. You get a character stand, and then the character mounts, which are the ones that go underneath the character. Everything is magnetized. All the polarity is the same. Can you see my comment? 5-star B3E. Let me see, sweetie. Let me see if I can see that one, the one that you just said. I love listening to you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I saw your comment. I guess, yes. So yeah, it comes with the character stand, the character mount, and the base speed. You can actually pick and choose the colors for like that whole set. So like what you want your base speeds to be, what you want your character mounts, and your character stand. So you can have up to 3 different colors in the kits now, and they do hold up to 1 ounce characters. So yeah, it's amazing with the system. Like it's changed the game quite literally. So for example, we also do these. Oh God, my character duos, they're getting a revamp, but like this is one of the newest things that we're getting on there with our character duos. Cause obviously y'all saw, I love Mario. Those are so we're doing character duos where they have like that's the Waluigi and the
Wario.
There's Wario and Waluigi. Yeah.
Waluigi and
Wario.
Wario.
Yeah. And then Princess, Daisy, and Peach, their crowns. And then we got regular Mario and Luigi, and then the Flower Power. But like I said, we have character duos, so we have different characters that we offer. And then we have really cute ones, but they're all, like, they'll come like this. That's what our character duos have. But you guys have if you have your own, you will be able to apply this system to your own characters. And then we have... we also have thank you, honey. We also have the magnetic base speeds and the character stands with the character mounts as add-on packs that you can get. If you go to the site, here's the easiest way I can show you guys. Let me go ahead and, hold on. Let me log in here. So if you go to the link in our bio, right here at the top, you'll see this. The pricing that's on there is going to change because this is our pre-order pricing. Like I said, we have 3 more kits left to send out. Everybody who's pre-ordered has gotten it early so far. We have the latest 3 orders. Those are getting done and will be out the door tomorrow morning. But yeah, on the 26th, pricing will change because these all now can hold up to 1 ounce characters. And with the customization ability, yeah, we just have to account for all of that stuff. So there's that. And then, oh gosh, what's the other thing? The masterclass that we did this last Saturday, the training on how to do this. You have the self-directed training, which comes inside the actual kit. And then you'll also get access to the masterclass that we did. I did the whole recording and everything is up on our article site. If you click the link in our bio, it's right there. All you would need to do is just get the kit. If you get the base kit that already has the training inside and it has the, the other part is already there. Like if you guys go to the link in my bio and you click to enter the studio right there, that will take you to the, all of our articles and everything. And it has the replay for the actual training. That's what this is. So this entire training right here, that was the masterclass that we did. So, and that's free. That's not, you don't have to pay for that. That's part of it. So I give you guys tons of access to the training, like legit. Training is the one thing I absolutely, thank you so much, sweetie. Yeah, I don't want to price you guys out. Like the whole point is I want you guys to have the ability to order stateside and order what you need, not in excess of what you don't. I don't want you staring at your craft room and going, oh my God, you know, I ordered more than I needed to. No, like this is the whole point. Not if you're branding your stuff, you know, and that's, so Myra, that's a great question. I actually talked about this a little earlier in the live. Unfortunately, when people price their pens at low, it's because they're literally about to give up or they're already giving up. So they just want to sell for whatever they can to make some money back. And it's sad because you guys put a lot of heart and soul into these things. And if somebody sells a pen for that cheap, that's on them. You know, think of it from the perspective of when you're designing, you have to think of yourself as a designer. It's why I tell you guys to brand your work, right? You know when a brand is legit because it's branded. You have your stuff, get your following, all your aesthetics, everything is in line. You brand your work like an artist, you're going to get paid like an actual sought after artist. You're not going to sit there and be hawking pens for $5 a pop. So keep that in mind. It is something that's important for you to do. But the biggest thing is why we did this system is so that now you can start selling your stuff in a collection mindset, meaning you can start selling those bulk amounts of character tops and flatbacks that you have and all of those things and create a collection set. And every month you release a new collection, but it's limited edition. Please do not sit there and go to the store and buy 50 more because you're getting sales. The whole point is to get rid of everything that you have and then continue on. This one, I'm not, so I don't sell the pens. This is demonstration purposes. I don't sell the actual pens. I have plenty of crafters that follow me that you guys can go and buy stuff from. But and every now and then I will refer stuff to you guys. So the more I see your work, the more you share with me, I will know what your target market is. And if somebody approaches me and says, hey, I've already done it for a few people. If they're like, hey, I want to buy the pens, I'm not a crafter, I'll be like, go to this person. They know, yeah, they're established. They already I know that that's their target market. I know how they create, and I just send them business. So, oh, no worries, sweetie. I just want to make sure that you know, like, I don't personally sell these designs. These are for my demos. I actually at times just give away the beads that I create. So just keep that in mind. That's why I tell you guys, please send me the work that you do. I want to see what you do because I start keeping a track of who does what. And if I have somebody that wants a pen, they don't necessarily want to be a crafter, but they saw the cool design or whatever, I'll just send them, I'll refer them out to you guys. I've always said it from the beginning, I'm not here to compete. I know a lot of places like the Jungle Place, if you guys know what I mean. You get a popular product and then they go and build their own version of it. I'm not doing that. On the contrary, we're working really, really, really hard, especially over the summer, to create our own line of characters that once you register with us as a crafter, only crafters. I'm not selling the characters to general public. We are creating like our own line of, they're called Topkins. I already trademarked the name, but they are going to be characters that you guys will actually be able to get and sell with your crafts and not have to worry about being, using something that's under somebody else's intellectual property. Like that is legit the goal that we have for the summer. Let me see. I thought I had my little chibi character here. Oh gosh, where is it? Like, see, we even have we launched the side profile one as well, so that if you guys have, this is what I'm talking about with collections, right? You got the badge reel, you want the keychain, we can do that too, right? And then they can start expanding from there. You can quite literally, those big, bulky, super cool metal alloys, like that looks like a brooch. And now they can hide their badge reel behind it. And it doesn't fall off, okay? This is metal, okay? This is legit. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not because it's on the badge reel. But this is legit metal. It doesn't fall off. And you can create an interchangeable system that you guys can sell as collections. So you're not sitting there having a piecemeal and go, okay, I have one badge reel, y'all. No, now you can be like, I have an interchangeable system, y'all. You can get the full bundle with the 3 characters. So you have these 2 characters and then you have one more. Where's my other? Oh, I think that's one of the ones I flew somewhere because I dropped my stuff. Let me see. Where she's, oh, here she is, right? So you can do it like this where you sell all 3 of these as a bundle. And I'm not talking about a $25 bundle. Make it collectible. They will pay collection prices. It's just the standard process across the board. You make it collectible. You make it something that they want to obtain. That's how you sell it. And you make sure you sell it to your target market. Do not just sit there and go, hey, anybody who wants this. No. When you're marketing this, you have your buyer in mind. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's where you need to go to the article site because I teach you guys all about that. You have to find your target market. You can't just be like, okay, I'll just toss a pen up on TikTok and hope somebody buys it. All that's going to do is get you overwhelmed and depressed. Oh my gosh, yes, love, please. I always tell you guys that you're more than welcome to message me, DM me on TikTok. If you DM me, if you have WhatsApp, just message me on TikTok first and I'll send you my WhatsApp info so you can get on there too. Oh yeah, no. How to sell it? Oh, so there's a whole process. Before you even buy anything, you have to understand who you're going to sell to. And that's all going to come from understanding who your ideal buyer is, right? Don't just stick yourself in a spot because you think that's where you have to fit. Who would be your ideal buyer? Who would you enjoy designing for? What's the aesthetic that you love? Like, that's how you start finding your target market. For me, obviously, right? Like, if you look at my entire craft room, who do you think would be my ideal buyer, right? Gee, I wonder, right? I would hit a home run every time focusing on the Sanrio style. But I also have to understand that doing so could potentially, I'm putting myself at risk in certain instances. Because yes, while I am creating something out of a character, at the end of the day, I don't own the rights to this character, right? That's one of the biggest reasons why we are working so hard to create these characters. I was trying to find my little, I created a little demo version of one of my characters. It's Little Red. We're starting with the Grimm series fairy tales, and we have our little characters ready to go. Oh, here she is. So like, this is one of the prototypes we have for Little Red, but they will already have the magnet system in place underneath, so they will have everything good to go. Cricket, yes, love. Message me, DM me, and let me know what you need help with. If I have something already ready to go as far as an article goes or something like that, I can help you with that. Yeah, on the business side, trust me, it's a whole process. So you guys have to be patient with yourselves, okay? You didn't buy everything overnight. You're not going to sell it overnight. You will have to make sure you set yourself up to handle, the business you're going to get, the amount of work that you have to do to put everything in order and sell it off as collections. Oh, Cricket, thank you so much, sweetie. Oh gosh, yes. By the way, I share tons of info. So not just on here, but my article site. So I can't say it on here because it will, trigger the violation thingy that's on here. But if you go to the link in my bio, click right here, enter the studio. It is free to sign up. I give you guys access to tons of stuff. Like, even I created a calculator. It's a Google spreadsheet calculator. Make a copy of it, and it quite literally helps you figure out how to price your designs. And making sure you account for everything. Because a lot of us are just like, I spend 30 cents on this, and I spend 15 cents on these beads, and then I add that up and that's it. No. You have to understand, when you sell stuff on any platform, there's going to be a fee. Your packaging, the time it took you to design the thing, right? even accounting for the glues, even accounting for, you know, the actual base pieces. When you put all that together, it starts, you literally can start seeing your business come together and going, okay, if that's how much it cost me, I've been underselling, or I've been, you know, you're never overselling, but you're definitely probably underselling yourself when you're calculating these things, because you're basing your pricing off of what somebody else did. And they may be in the stage of their business where they're desperate to get rid of stuff. And you're like, okay, so if they're selling it for $10, I need to sell it for $10. That's not how it works. You don't ever see, you know, big brands going, well, because, you know, Burberry is selling it. Oh, thank you, sweetie. You don't ever see brands going, because Burberry is selling it for $5,000, I'm going to go under and go $4,000. No. Every brand has their design. It's why these systems are in place. It's why you have your collections. Build your designs, create a collection, and start selling it like that. Selling it with that collection mindset. Y'all, I even shared a video recently. My husband loves to collect comics. It's literally our retirement plan. Look, he laughs. Hey, honey, say hi.
Well,
Oh, I forgot the filter's on, so you look extra fancy.
not surprising. I'm always glamorous. So.
But wait. But tell them about collections. Tell them about collections. Like, how are collections so popular in even just the gaming and in the community?
Well, I mean, especially with comics, it's always one of two things. It's either the character or it's for a specific reason. There's some people that collect a specific artist because they like his covers. Some collect a specific character because it's their favorite for this, that, or the other reason. Some collect key issues because they just want the biggest, most popular thing. And all of them are valid, but they're all completely different.
Exactly. So keep that in mind. Everything's valid. Thank you, honey. And I took the filter off your face. But keep that in mind, guys. Your designs, your stuff is based on how you put your stuff together and how you sell it and bundle it. And I show you all of that in those articles and in the content and all the videos. Oh, okay. Bye, sweetie. Good night. I love you. Natalie, how much is shipping for, if it's in the shop, if it's on my online shop, it just depends on your location. Everything's calculated. I teach you guys that too. Like, please don't ever flat rate your shipping, because you don't know who's buying from where, and you will literally lose your entire profit just by flat shipping stuff. I am convinced that I'm obsessed with being obsessed. How do I break that mentality? So a big part of it, you are starting right now by realizing that just the fact that you just said that, that's huge. Because a lot of people don't realize it. They're just still caught up on that impulsiveness of going, hey, let me buy this, let me get that. That you don't realize quickly how easy it is to quite literally get into the mindset of, oh, I need that. Here, let me flip my camera. I like talking to you guys. I don't want to. Here we go. Okay. A lot of times we think of it from the mentality of, oh my God, if I don't get that, then I'm not going to find that deal again. And it's somebody's going to buy that. And then they're going to ask me, and then I'm not going to have it. There's a reason those lives and those things are like that. Okay. You guys can find wholesale. If your thing is wholesalers, I've taught you this. Go on the search bar and type wholesale, DIY, whatever you want. That's how you find them. Guess what? You're going to find 50 million and one. Why? Because that is their business, to do the get this 30, 50, 90, all this percent. They're doing their business, right? That's their job, is to sell and sell at bulk. And we are so excited. And we are like, oh my God, I could see this being such a big, beautiful business. And I want this to be. And the problem is that we came in from it with a hobby mindset, crafting, creating, and doing all these things, not going, who's going to buy from me? Who is my customer? Who would buy this? And if you can't literally picture and describe this person from start to finish and the things that they like, you don't have a target market. You're trying to sell to everyone, and you will sell to no one. That's how that works. You try to sell to everyone and you will sell to no one. Go on lives. I'm not talking about the wholesaler lives. I'm literally talking about other people who would be considered your competitor, other pen creators. And so you work for a school district and you're trying to target, is it target other school districts? Or teachers? You're trying to target teachers? Let me know, because it looks like it cut it off at the thing there. But yeah, so when you guys are going through this process, okay, perfect. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. So when you guys are going through that process, the way to snap out of it is to go to that free article site, go to tools and resources, and get the calculator, and start listing down all the stuff that you got. You know what did it for me? I've already said it at the beginning of this TikTok, and I've said it every single TikTok since. I did my taxes my first year because I was struggling. I'm like, man, I have done this. I've had successful businesses. I've started businesses I knew nothing about, and I was successful with it. Why is this one such a pain? Why is this one not working? Because I was still thinking like a freaking crafter. Because I'm like, I just build it and they will come. This isn't Field of Dreams, y'all. Okay, that's not how it works. You have to have a goal in mind of who's going to buy it. So for me, what did it was I literally did my taxes and I had spent over $8,000. And not in like the whole year, in like 6 months. And I was like, I could have gotten myself a tummy tuck with that money. I'm legit. I always talk every year about wanting a tummy tuck or a mommy makeover. And in that, when I did that and it like legit smacked me in the face, I'm like, okay. I gave myself my 5-minute pity party. Ask my husband. Like, he'll be the first one to tell you, like, every time, every week, I was like, honey, I have an idea. I think I know how I'm going to sell. Honey, I think I have an idea. And he was just like, okay, honey, it's okay. And then I have my moments where I'm like, I feel like I don't know what's going on. I don't understand why, this isn't working. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, goodness. I have those moments where I couldn't figure it out until I literally said, okay. I actually legit put all my stuff away. I moved it away from me. And I was like, okay. If I was the buyer and I was looking at my stuff, what would I want? Because I literally told my husband, screw it. I'll make myself pens until I die. Right? I will make myself pens every day until I die, and I will use one of my pens every day. That's my investment in my future with pens, right? And the funny part is I kept looking at my pens and all my stuff, and everybody that would see it, they'd be like, oh my God, I love your stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then I started seeing a pattern. And I'm like, okay, so people who love kawaii, right? Because that's the category that Sanrio fits in, because I bought all my stuff was literally like a bunch of Sanrio stuff. Hello Kitty and all that. I started writing everything down. And I legit, oh yeah, see, Myra, you're like, I could have, exactly. Now that you're seeing that realization, now's when you literally have to go, okay, I need to pause. I literally just taught this on Tuesday. I had like 2 checklists that I give you guys with my business coach GPT. Like I literally had to create a GPT with all of the stuff that I've been teaching and all my stuff in my brain. I put it in there. It is something that I provide to my paid article subscribers. It's $8 a month to join that site. It's if you want to go on that side, or it's $80 for the year. It's very nominal, and I literally get on a call every week with you guys, talk about business, show you new resources that you could be using and leveraging in your business. So that one's all focused on the business. It's a very, very minimal, but I don't ask more than that. Like, I'm not going to sit there. If you guys want to talk to me on TikTok or DM or something like that, or on WhatsApp, I don't sit there and go, you're taking like 20 minutes of my time, it's $20,000. I don't do that. I've literally had 4-hour phone calls with people, helping them strategize on their entire craft show, or if they're doing a booth at a big event. And I don't sit there and charge for that, because I know for a fact this stuff could help you guys and could change that mentality of I made a mistake to, okay, I have a business now. I can actually create something. So Oh, Natalie, thank you, sweetie. Yeah, we have like 3 orders in line, and once those are out tomorrow, like you'll be next. So, or whoever, whatever the order is. But May 26th, like I said, for our SnapCharm 2.0 system, the pricing does go up. That one, like I said, has a ton of enhancements from the 1.0. And on top of that, you guys can pick your colors with the base beads, and they hold up to an ounce in character sizes. But yeah, I try to create the resources that I know you guys will need without having to go and spend, you know, $50, $60, $70 for a small set of beads that then you only needed the one, right? That's why all my supplies are base beads. You can create your designs. I literally just created this one with you guys, right? And I literally have tons of stuff that I've created on, oh wait, not this one. Like, I've created like tons of stuff with you guys on these lives. Like, this is with 2 flat charms and a 21 millimeter. Like, legit, we've created from standard basic stuff. Like, this is another one I did with creation tape that I did on a live, right? And this is all creation tape. I can pull this crown off. It's not glued. It's literally just like you guys saw with the creation tape, right? So all of these things, if I wanted to create something myself, I don't have to buy it in bulk and have boxes in my craft room to do it. So you went down the rabbit hole. Yes, yes. And I was there, like legit, I was there. So I know, but the problem is that, you know, like I said, we get so excited and we don't realize the first rule with any business is understanding who your buyer is. That's why you have, you know, businesses are required to get business plans before getting business loans or having investors, because you have to know who you're selling to before anybody will invest in your business. But guess what? We are our own investors, so we were like, oh my God, that's so cute, that's so exciting. And you see all the characters and all the stuff, and you're like, oh my God, I have to have it. Oh, I'm not gonna get that deal if I don't get it. And that's, they're playing on that, okay? So when you start looking at it differently, you don't fall for that anymore. Go to the link in my bio, click on where it says enter the studio, and it has the article site name on there. I can't say it or it'll ding me here. But I give you guys tons of free articles, how to start identifying, how to identify your target market. I even have one of the articles, if you do the search bar, like target market personality. I even gave you guys an article on how to find your target market based on your personality, with free personality tests linked to it, so that you know how to go through and go, okay, if I like XYZ, I'm going to design for XYZ. I don't want you guys stuck in target markets that you're never gonna have an idea what to design for. Like, I could sit here and design 20 million and one things for Sanrio. Like, legit, that's my passion, that's what I love. But not everybody loves that, right? I can't sit there and go to everybody on the internet and go, hey, here's my Hello Kitty pen. No, not everybody does that. You have to read my top comments to understand what I'm talking about. Let me see. I want to, so you want to target teachers, you're a bus driver. I see, talk and deal with them. Okay. You're looking, my daughter's having a tea party and I want to make gifts. Yes. Cricket for sure. You okay? What's wrong?
Yes, no, I heard teaching. So.
Oh, that's right. My husband's a teacher. So, okay. So I have one of our live viewers saying that they're a bus driver and they want to target teachers. Their target market is teachers because they have the most exposure to them. So my husband's an elementary school teacher, by the way. Cricket says she was looking for a hobby. My daughter's having a tea party and I want to make gifts. Yes. That's how we fall into it, right? But I actually posted a video, Cricket, about that. You can actually make an entire business out of targeting people who are doing parties. And oh my God, imagine if you did like a bead bar with like the tea party set. Like if you already have all that inventory, it is not hard to put that together. Maria, I hear you. I have all of the resources on that article site and you guys can reach out to me. Hit me up on a DM. I will connect with you on WhatsApp. the biggest part of it is just having someone that you can talk to. And if I have a resource ready to go, I am going to send that to you. But you guys have to also do the work. I can't be your Wikipedia for everything. It's why I built that GPT. But I do want you guys to know that you can reach out to me. All right. I'm not, just because I'm on TikTok or on social media doesn't mean you can't reach out to me. I'm not going to sit there and send you an invoice for talking to me. Right. That's not how I work. That goes like against everything in my trainer mentality, honestly. I went down the rabbit hole, like you said. Yep. You want to try to pick their brain. So here's what we do. So 5, I feel like it's 5, 6, or, oh. I know what that means now. So yes, 5, I'm going to call you 5. Like if this was, what's that? Umbrella Academy. Message me, because I do have a teacher whose brain you can pick, being my husband. But yes, I'm gonna give you some feedback on that. As far as teachers are concerned, they are a great target market. They are wonderful to work with, but you have to meet them where they are, right? So their biggest thing is going to be either sets and stuff for like the school year, like their holidays and things like that. But understand, a lot of times teachers don't have the biggest budgets. So if they're going to get something, it's gotta be something that's worth their while. And a lot of them by heart are crafters and creators themselves. So maybe instead of even targeting just teachers, you could also look at targeting the parents who want to give gifts to the teachers. If you're a bus driver, that means you have access to parents just like you do with the teachers. So that's another big one. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, message me and I'll connect you with my husband. He's a teacher and can give you some feedback too. Let's see here. Oh, 5-star. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. And Maria, yep. Yeah, Maria, it is an eye-opening experience. I'm gonna tell you that much right now. It is sometimes the hardest part is understanding that you started in that excitement and the impulsive buying stage. And thankfully, I do show you guys how to go from that to actually organizing everything. And you're welcome, sweetie. The biggest thing is understanding that you guys have the ability to come back from that, right? It's not end all be all, okay? I had at one point felt like that, and then when I stepped back and I was like, okay, what did I do in all my other businesses and in my jobs and everything that helped me succeed? And that was when I realized I was missing understanding who I was selling to, okay? Funny enough, I took the better part of last year when, so I established Chibi Charms in 2024. Because prior to that, I was doing Hello keycaps, which was like a fidget keycap. Let me see if I can show you. So I used to create these little fidgets, and prior to that, I made my own nails. Now I didn't sell my nails. I never wanted to, because I was like, if I start selling them, I'm gonna hate doing my nails. But I have so much to the point that I have no room to craft anymore. I know it. And you're not the only one, by the way. I have had plenty of followers send me pictures and they're like, what do I do? I'm like, you're going to start by sorting. You have to sort. And I'm not talking about sitting there and sorting these little, like, let me grab. So. I don't want you guys wasting your time when you have beads like this, sitting there and sorting them by color and doing all this stuff. I literally put mine in Ziploc bags. I don't waste my good space on them, okay? What you need to separate out are your focals. And by focals, I mean the things that are going to get the attention of your buyers when they see it, right? So this could be considered a focal design. She is a focal design. All this stuff, I do not care how blingy and glitzy it is. It is a supplemental design. It supplements the main character, right? If it's not a main character, and even if it's not a character, let's say I had this as a bead, this is a focal design. That's what, when people look at my design, that's what their eyes are gonna go to. They're not gonna care that there's a flower and stuff. They're gonna look at it and go, oh my God, that's so cute, as supplements, right? I don't want you guys wasting your time organizing this stuff. This stuff, throw it in a container. I used to get like big tubs and literally dump that stuff in there. Put it in Ziploc bags if it makes you feel better, right? Just put it away out of your face. What you need to do is get all of your main character designs, all your themes, like all the things that are collection wise, like if you have an entire set of durables and stuff like that, put them all together. Then what you're going to do is start writing down the collections. Okay, I have, durables, that's considered a collection. I have Hello Kitty. Wrong things I'm organizing. Yeah, you don't want to organize, even if they're fancy, like legit. I don't care how, like even something like this that I just designed with you guys, that's a supplemental design. Nobody is gonna look at my, unless that is the only thing that I have and it's nice and big and it takes the attention, nobody's gonna care that that's there, right? But if I have him on there, that's my focus. That's who I want. That's who I want as my focus of my organization. Everything else can go away, all right? Once you have the characters, the themes, like the collections, just your collection, like even if you have random characters, I don't care. Get them all, put them together, then you separate them. If you bought a bunch of random characters, not a problem. Separate them or put them together by color or theme, right? I think I had like 7 or 8 different Sanrio styles. One was like a Hello Kitty travel, Hello Kitty food. So I did that, I put them together. And then you pile those together. You write it down. And then you're going to start highlighting the collections that you have that are similar. So for me, I had, 15 different collections. I had durables, I had Disney princesses, I had like all sorts of different, I even had like anime style stuff. So but guess what I had the most of? The stuff that I impulsively bought because I bought for me. I didn't buy for my target market, right? I literally bought for me. So understand, you need to start separating your stuff out. Oh, good, Callie girl. Yes. Separate your stuff out. Get it all. And I'm gonna share something too that you could be doing with that. Separate your stuff out in your collections, in your groups. Write it down, and then you're gonna highlight everything that has a similar theme to it. So meaning, if you don't have a bunch of collections, but you have a bunch of randomness, yeah, exactly. You've been buying for you. If you have a bunch of stuff that is randomness, separate it by either a theme that you can see from the collections, or just start simple, do it by color. Okay, these are all the characters that have red in it. These are all the characters that have multicolor. These are all the characters that have a lot of purple. I don't care how you do it, but create your collections, right? Write them down, highlight those that are the same. When you do that, you're going to see a pattern. You're gonna see what emerges as the most collections that you have. For me, it was all Sanrio stuff. So guess what I'm going to do first? I'm going to identify the target market that is going to buy all of my Sanrio stuff. And my target market is going to be specific. It isn't gonna be like, oh, if you love Hello Kitty. No, I have a specific target market in mind. You have to do that exercise. In the article that I tell you, it'll literally break it down. It'll show you, like, if you have this, this is your major theme, these are the target markets that love that, right? There's female kawaii lovers, certain age groups, right? There's demographics that love that. And now after that part, you create a prototype of that collection. I'm not sitting there, create every single pen under the sun for all of your collections. I'm literally saying, if you have like a collection set, you're building, here, let me do it this way. You're building one prototype design for your entire collection. And it's important to also know how much you have of each. That's why I built the SnapCharm system, because you're going to start looking at it from that collection mindset. What happens in a collection? Think about Labubus, right? Not every single one was available to everyone. You're going to do the same with your collections. Whatever you have the least of becomes your rare. What you have the most of is your common character. From there, you have a choice. You can either do a prototype that has one of each of those characters, and you can say, hey, limited edition, collect it all, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, 5-star. I'm telling you, like, I keep my stuff like all the way through because it's what's worked for me. It's what's worked for a lot of my followers. They're finding successes because they're actually implementing what I'm telling them to do. So once you look at your collections and you're like, okay, I see the theme. That's what I have. I'm gonna start with, let's say, Nightmare Before Christmas, right? And I noticed that I have Sally and I have Zero and I have Oogie Boogie and all these people, right? I'm gonna create a base pen or 2 or 3, depending on how many characters I have, and they can collect 1, 2, or 3 pens, and they can collect the characters that go with the pens. What I want you guys to do, especially if you're like, you go to craft shows and stuff like that, you need to go ahead and start showing, not telling. You're going to, on your booth, let me scroll my camera down. I'm gonna show you guys. 1 second. In your booth, I don't want to see you guys going, oh yeah, because I have like this interchangeable magnet, or I have these really cool pens. No. This is what you do. Hey guys, come over here. Let me show you something really cool. Boom! Start writing. Have your stands and go, oh yeah, and when you're not using it, you can put it on a character stand and it stands there, and then you can put it on your collection and then you can swap it out and then you can sit there and write. Oh my God, I dropped my pen. Oh look, but it didn't fall off. Like literally, I want you to, and there's a reason this guy was so popular and so successful. Depending on how old you are. I don't know if I'm going to date myself here. Do y'all remember the ShamWow guy? All of these guys from the infomercials in the 90s, what did they do? How were they successful? It's because they showed you, right? They literally showed you. They could have shut up for the entire infomercial. All they had to do was show you how it worked and you're like, I'm sold. Think about the last time you bought something from TikTok shop that had nothing to do with beads. What did they do? They showed you. It's when we see it working, the proof in the pudding, that's how we know we can feel that confidence. And guess what? You're live with them there at a craft show. You can show them. It's no different on social media. Show them. Okay? But when you show them and you're doing these prototype designs, the goal of these prototype designs is to test that the target market that you identified wants what you're designing. When I launched the SnapCharm system, my videos didn't go, oh hey, anybody and everybody that loves Mario, come and check out my pens. I'm not selling pens. I made it a game changer for crafters, for bead crafters, who are now known as collection crafters, because that's what I want you guys to be known as. I want people to start looking at us as collectibles, not, oh, they make pens. That's not all we do, right? I have followers that do like entire bundles with beautiful notebooks and the shaker notebooks, and they do the badge reels with the acrylics, and there's a ton of stuff. But I want people to look at your stuff as collectibles. And if you present it that way and you show it, and if you showcase it that way, that is how they will accept it. But you have to focus on who you're gonna sell to and who that market is, and start making everything come together. Meaning if you don't like being in front of a video, fine. You know how many templates there are on TikTok? You know how many audio clips you can grab? Like I did that with my, where are they? They're right over there. Let me show you guys. When I did my videos for my Mario sets, by the way, these are never gonna go on sale. These are quite literally the only ones that have the reverse polarity to the entire SnapCharm system for that reason, because they were my prototypes. When I shared the video of the SnapCharm system with you guys and I showed you all of these little cute Mario sign and audios and everything, these are all the original designs. I prototyped it. I wanted to see what everyone was gonna think before I sat there and invested hundreds and thousands of dollars into a system. The problem is that when we start this business, for the most part, a lot of us start it from that impulsiveness of somebody's going to want it. Somebody needs it. And if they ask me, I'm not going to have it. That's not how you do it. You can't do it that way. You will never succeed, and you will always have a lot more inventory than you can quite literally live with. So, yeah, I have a bit, and that loves to make various cups. Yeah, so Callie Girl had mentioned about the wraps, that her and her sister are separating out the wraps. Like, you guys, some of you do multiple things. Okay, and a lot of you are like, okay, so I can bundle like every single thing I do. No, don't do it like that. Okay, this is the advice I've been working with one of my followers, and she did that. She had like literally 6 different things that she does. So she does what is that? The cup wraps. She does tumblers. She does 3D printing. She does pens. She does keychains. Like literally, she went. Because I told her, because she's like, I do all these things. I said, okay, I'm gonna give you homework. Write down all the things all the craft stuff that you do, and I want you to write it in the order that you enjoy doing it. Like if somebody bought 100 or 200 pens from you, are you gonna enjoy building the pens? Or if somebody bought 200 tumblers from you, are you going to enjoy doing the tumblers more? So I had her put it in the order that she liked. This is how you structure your bundles and how you price them, right? Well, pricing, we break that down in the spreadsheet, but this is how you bundle your stuff. The thing that you love doing the most, that you could do it like with your eyes closed every day, twice on Sunday, that becomes the first tier of your bundle, right? So like, okay, you get the keychain, the pen with the collectibles. The next thing that you do, if you do 5 things, you can break it down. You can go, okay, I love doing the first thing. That's like the low tier bundle. I can do this every day, twice on Sunday. So I don't care if people order 50,000 of these. I will be doing them happily every day. The next thing that you do, that is like your second to third thing that you like to do, that becomes bundle number 2, paired with the first thing. So your second bundle becomes those 2 things that you're okay doing. They're not the worst because they don't take like forever, but you enjoy doing them. But you would prefer to get paid more if somebody bought a bundle for that. That's your second bundle. And then those last 2 things that you do, so if you do 5, that's how you break it down. Those last 2 things that you do are going to incorporate everything that you do. And it's your highest price bundle, because I will be damned if I have to do the thing that I hate doing the most because it's the most time consuming, or the thing that costs me a lot more time on myself, and not get paid for it. That's the mentality you guys have to have moving forward. Do not sit there and go, I can customize everything for you. You know how much people charge for customizing? Why are you giving it away for free? Just because, Jane down the road decides to do that doesn't mean you have to do it. And you can set yourself aside by branding your work. You're not just, nonchalantly going. If you have a tumbler, throw a UV DTF sticker underneath it and put your branding. Get your logo out there. Create a logo. Use ChatGPT if you don't know how to create a logo. There's so many ways to do this, and start giving yourself the credit. You have the ability to do this. Absolutely no reason you can't. Hi, sweetie. How are you? Oh my goodness. Oh, I love seeing you guys. But I say it. Ask Fizz and Bliss. Tell them all the time. Like I tell you guys, brand your work. Put your name on your stuff. Even if you don't have these little charms, y'all, go to like Ninja Transfers. They sell like the UV DTF stickers. You can even buy inkjet printer UV DTF stickers that then you can seal with like top coat, like UV gel top coat. Throw your logo. Just something to brand your work, okay? You want people to say, oh, I love the work of that person. I start associating your logo with your stuff. It's why I brand my stuff. You know what I don't brand? The things that I let you guys resell. It's why I don't put my stuff here. But guess what? It's because I have the patent pending part of the product for SnapCharms. I already have that part. I don't need to throw my name on all of that stuff. I want you to have the ability to resell the SnapCharm without people going, let me go to the source, right? That's why the characters that we're building, our Topkins, the series, I'm not slapping our name on that. It's going to have the ability for you to resell it, You're going to have the ability to do what you need to do and get your crafts out there and not have to worry about, you know, IP infringements. But that's because you're going to have the ability to do that and not have to worry that because it says Chibi Charms on it that somebody's going to circumvent you and come to me. I don't sell to customers. As a matter of fact, I've worked with a few of you where I've literally referred you people who were like, I want to buy the pants because they see the Yoshi commercial and they don't read that I specifically like target bead crafters. So, oh, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. You know, it's one of those things where I legit have sent you guys business because I'm like, I don't market to the end customer. My customer, my target market are the people that I love teaching, my crafters. That's who my target market is. So keep that in mind, y'all. Keep that in mind when you're putting together your collection. The first 5 steps in the target market series that I share with you guys in my videos. The first step is that organization. Don't worry about those side beads. Focus on the collectibles, like the collections, the characters that are going to call people's attention. Everything else is a distraction. Move it to the side. The next thing you do is you write everything down, you highlight, look at the pattern in your collections and go, okay, that big chunk of my inventory, that's what I need to work with. What target market would love that? You can use the resources I have on the free article site to identify who that is. The third step is you're going to create a prototype design. You're going to quite literally use the supplies you have and create a prototype design for that target market. After that, you're going to, how do we know which ones are popular? I'm starting and I tend to go with what I like. Yeah, so party pipes do not go only after trends. So target markets aren't only just, you know, trend buyers, okay? A lot of, you know, target markets, let's say, I know 5-star was on here. I don't know if 5-star's on here, but they were talking about teachers, right? They were looking at marketing to teachers. Well, you have to understand who your target market is and if they are going to want to buy something that's collectible, which 9 times out of 10 they will, but maybe not the same way that someone who buys Sanrio characters or anime characters would want in a collectible. Right? It's understanding your target market, but not necessarily, you don't ever just want to do this going off trends. Trends whittle away. Like legit, I was there to see when the Labubus came into effect, and then I started seeing every bead wholesale DIYer go through it and start selling tons of that. Guess what? They don't sell anymore because they started, that trend started going away, right? The point everybody's fed up with it and they don't want it anymore. Now you're sitting with like tons of inventory. The whole goal is for you guys to start building and crafting your own collections and not have to depend on the things that are trending. But if you bought a bunch of stuff, look at the target markets that will continue wanting that collection even after the trend is done. Yeah, it's not. You do. Yep. Exactly, Maria. Do you have to do craft shows to be successful? God, no. No, but there's a lot of people who do because they love that. That's the only one-on-one or face-to-face interaction that they really like. They don't want to do social media. And even then, I show you guys how to do it without having to show your face. There's templates, there's AI voices, there's text on your screens. You can use trending sounds to showcase your stuff, but it has to be for a target market, right? Whoever your target market is, if 5-star was going after teachers, that's who all the messaging has to be around. And you test your designs first. Don't sit there and build 50,000 pens thinking, oh my God, if when the teachers see that, because I've identified my target market. No. You create a prototype first, showcase it, sell it, right? Sell it like you have tons of it already created. Gather the interest. Likes are not interest. Messages are interest. People commenting and saying, where do I buy it? I want to get that. Or do you have it? That is interest. Can I DM you? How much is it? That's interest. That's validation. Step 4 is getting the validation. That's what step 4 is. Getting the validation that what you designed is working with your target market. They want it. Step 5 is then acquiring the supplies you need if you don't already have them, right? A lot of people are starting out in this, and they're wanting, and I'm so happy to see that, by the way. They're wanting to start doing this the right way and not just impulsively buy stuff. Step 5 is when you actually start getting your inventory. You gauged interest. If you have your website up and running, you can do pre-orders. Guess what? Pre-orders is a great way to do it. Sites like Shopify, you can set stuff up like that. If you don't want Shopify or you want something a lot simpler like Wix or any of those, you can do that. Set up your stuff for pre-order so you can see the interest, and then once you do that, you can go, okay, I have like 50 pre-orders, right? And if I estimate that I'll get another 20% of customers right after I've launched my pre-order are going to want this, then I'll order that much supply. But don't ever go, oh my God, I got to order like 10,000 kits because 50 people bought it now, but 10,000 are going to buy it now. No, because that is the mentality that got a lot of crafters there in the first place. It's that, oh my God, if I sell it, it's going to sell out and I'm not going to have it and I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to have the money. No, you literally just lost all your money buying the wholesale stuff in the first place. Oh, sweetie, it's okay. You met me now, which is what matters. I prefer that you meet me now when you still have the want to do this than I see you de-stashing on like a Facebook group, because that literally makes me sad. I am not joking. When I see people at that stage going, I'm de-stashing, I'm getting out of this business, blah, 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 it literally breaks my heart, because I know how excited we are when we got started in this. And it sucks to get to that point where you're just like, I give up. Because you have hopes, you have like, even if it's just a side hustle, right? We start off as a side hustle. If you have a full-time job, or if you're on disability, or little things like that. I've met people from all levels, right? And to start being excited, and then you start, getting rid of your stuff because you're like, I need to make some money from this stuff. It sucks. It sucks to inside. It feels like crap, because you feel like a failure. And I'm here to tell you guys you're not. You just need to look at it a different way and then push that information out to the people who want it. Cali girl, I was thinking about going to the football game and have a booth, pre-order for cups. So for live places, yes, you can do stuff for pre-orders. I would have it set up on your site if you can, so that you can get payment information right then and there. Do not do like unpaid pre-orders. Like legit have them pay for their order right then and there, and that way you have at least that money coming in from that. Make sure that if you look at my pre-orders for the SnapCharm 2.0 system, and Cali girl, copy that information if you need to, and just adjust it for what you need to. If they're pre-ordering and you're doing it on your site, use that little blurb that says, hey, if you order this and you hit that purchase, you agree that you are going to buy this, because you're investing at that point. I tell people who do this, like when they do like party sales, or like I have one of my followers, like she has, people who are wanting to buy stuff in bulk from her. And the first thing I tell her is, you better not do like a $50 deposit for these things, okay? If somebody's ordering 200 of this item and they agreed that this is the prototype of the design that they want, and you go to order this, whatever your cost is, right? Find out how much everything costs. The moment you get that cost, that's their deposit. Because if they end up walking away from that order, they're not getting that deposit back. You're not going to sit there and put money out of your pocket for someone else's order and then they have buyer's remorse. That's not how this works. Okay? So keep that in mind. And you can, I always tell you guys, like, take those little like blurbs and statements. Go to Cali, go to my site. Go to like the pre-order thing, and you see that little check mark thing that comes up. Take that blurb, and if you're doing, if you're having people do pre-orders and they're paying you in person, create a written form, something that safeguards you. Because if they decide, like, a week later that they forgot that they purchased something from you at this football game, maybe they had too many drinks and they completely forgot, and then they see this charge on their credit card and they're like, what the hell was that? I don't know. I don't remember making that charge. Maybe somebody stole my credit card. You at least have something written, and in this case, hand signed by them, that shows that they made the purchase it was legit. They did this pre-order. So you at least have something to send to the bank. So I hope that helps, because I need you guys safeguarded, man. I don't want you guys ever to deal with like, you know, fraudulent things or any of those kind of situations. So keep that in mind, y'all. Especially if you do customizations. Look at sites like the Jungle site, and if you know what I'm talking about, okay? Yes. So good. I'm glad we're on the same page, Cali girl. If you go to those sites and you go to the customization piece, you'll see the blurb. Those blurbs are there too. They will say, you order this, you're customizing. You cannot cancel your order. Everything that you're seeing on the screen is how you're going to order it. That's how it's going to come to you. You guys have to do the same with all of your customizations. Okay? It is so easy nowadays for everybody to be like, oh, I forgot who charged it, or I forgot, you know, because people think about it. If you're somebody that buys a lot of stuff, or you know, bought a random thing and then you see the charge come through, you may or may not remember the name of the business or what you did with that, and that happens to anybody. You know, you might go, oh my God, I have no idea what that is. Did somebody like, take my card? And then you get hit with a chargeback notice. And it could very well be a mistake. But guess what? At that point, your bank is already penalized for you until you prove otherwise. And a lot of times, if you do all these customizations and you don't have anything that's documented that your customer approved those customizations or that information, you're out of luck, because good luck trying to prove that, you know, you weren't, that wasn't a fraudulent charge, right? But if you have something, especially if you're doing it at a football game, Cali girl, please get something either in writing or on the site. If they're processing and doing their stuff, that there's something that they have to physically check and do. So keep that in mind. All right, y'all, I'm going to be on for another 7 minutes. Any other questions and stuff? I wanted to keep crafting with y'all, but I know we get into the business side, which, by the way, I love to do that. And girl, you know how to message me. You can ask me any other questions you have to prep for your stuff. If you have anything else, you know, that comes up and you're wanting to prep for the show, let me know. Oh, you're very welcome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support too. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, do I need to do this as a side hustle? No, I love doing it. But at the same time, I want to have the ability to also feel successful just like you do. For my help, where do we sign up again? So, okay, so there's a couple of things. Like if you have a question, a general question, feel free to message me on TikTok. I don't need you to sign up to anything. But if you want to get access to like all, like for example, this replay, if you joined us a little late, I do all the TikTok replays the next day with the article. Anything, if I talked about certain things like where to get the little charms for the stuff, I share the links of where I got those things. Like I don't make those charms. There's a small business on TikTok, or on not TikTok, on the that I send business to. They don't even know that I send them their business, I'm sure. But they're probably like, where are all these people ordering these charms from? And it's probably from my TikTok lives. It depends. So there's soft flowers and there's Lisa, there's soft flowers and then there's the hard flowers. So like these are the hard ones. Like the ones from the mixes are the hard ones. If I have it identified as a soft flower on the listing, then it's a soft flower. I have to check to see. I think I may have sold out of the ones that were soft flowers, but I do have some in those kits. Like let me see. Yeah, some of these in these little kits are the soft flowers. And what for those of you who are wondering what you're talking about, so sometimes if you want to, like if you have like a standard pen and you want to design stuff, I always tell you guys, please use softer materials or like crystals that have like the coating on it. The little sharp edge flowers hurt when you're writing. Always design with your customer in mind, not just what's pretty and looks good, because you want to make sure that when they're writing with their pen, they're not getting hurt. So that's a big rule to keep in mind. Oh gosh, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, helping you guys. It's what I love to do. I mean, I've learned a lot in my years about business, and I've learned how to, you know, what to do, how to set one up, how to market to people. So, you know, a little bit about my background. I actually worked at Telemundo. I was a media buyer, so I was in charge of having to spend like $9 million a quarter on advertising and marketing and just getting those shows out there. I met lots of famous people. Like I was at the Billboard Music Awards in the backstage. Like I did all this stuff. It was like back in like 04, 03, 04. And so I did a lot of this stuff. And that's why I told you guys when I sat there and did crafting, and I'm like, why is this kicking my butt when I used to do these like big things, like these big girl things? And I'm like, why is this? Because I was looking at all of this from a crafting mentality and not the business. Even though I wanted to do this as a business, I didn't look at it as a business. And so I just took into account everything that I've learned, you know, making sure that I set my business up as an LLC, you know, making some pens if they're too hard and they, yes. So this is why I tell you guys, prototype your designs. Do not sit there and make everything in bulk until you yourself have written with it. With the SnapCharm system is a perfect example. I do have a rule of thumb, and let me show you that. I think before I log off, that's an important one to show you guys so that moving forward, you take this into account with any pen that you create, okay? So I'm gonna flip the camera again. All right. I have a rule of thumb when it comes to designing, and it's one that's always stuck and been true, okay? Let me see if I have one of my medium rods. It's one of my medium ones. Oh, no, here. This is a medium one. Okay. You're seeing 3 pens here. Each of these rods is different. It's a different rod. I have the 72. I have the 72, which comes with your standard pens, the 97, and the 117, okay? Why does this matter? It matters because when you're writing, if your characters are top heavy or they're heavy in any way and you have them on these long extended pens, it's going to make it harder for someone to write because their hand is having to balance these heavier, top heavy characters on this long pen. It throws off the balance of the pen. So here's the rule of thumb you should stick by with any pen you decide to create. The bigger the character, the shorter the rod. It makes the pen more balanced, and you can have a big character on top without it throwing off the balance of your pen and making it harder for your customers to write. So here, I'm gonna put the magnet base on here. Let me see if I have, because I have another one here. Give me a second. I'm going to put them all together so you guys can see visually what you should be doing with these. Here, I'll put the crown back on. Let me see if the crown will work with that. No, it's too big. All right, I'm just going to throw some spacer beads on here. There we go. Okay. All right, so my pen I use at work is the longest rod, and they say I have a wand. Oh yeah, but I want you to, depending on how comfortable it is, if you have a smaller character, right, or a character that's small but lightweight, it's not hard to write with because you can sit there and do stuff. But you guys have to take into account the weights of the pens, because unless the person you're selling it to is a body lifter and they have muscles in their hands, like a body, like a weight trainer, it's going to hurt. If it goes above anywhere between 1.5 to 2 ounces for a pen, and I know it seems like not a lot, but it can add up, it can become uncomfortable to write with, especially if I'm writing and I'm filling out let's say a general application, right? Say I'm at the doctor's office and I'm trying to fill out an application. It gets hard to write with those pens that weigh a lot for a long period of time. So keep that in mind. So here we have small character, longer rod. It also balances out the design of the pen. Where's one of my bigger characters? All right. So here's Yoshi, right? I have Yoshi. He is a bigger character. He's on my pen here. Well, guess what? You see how it's starting to come together? It's all balanced, right? I can still balance my pens. I can still write with him. He's not going to hurt me because the center of gravity is lower on the pen. He is still good to go. I can switch him out and put somebody else. It doesn't matter, right? Your medium-sized characters go on the 97 millimeter. So someone like Karopi, right? By the way, he's a silicone character. For those of you who've been wanting to do stuff with your silicone stuff, use this glue. This is the glue that I tell you guys to use. I have it in my shop. I'm actually a distributor for this brand. This is the glue hands down that works with our entire SnapCharm system, and it's what you're going to see in the training. It works to put rhinestones and embellishments and even magnets on your silicone designs. So for example, this, where's my bead? Do I have it on here already? No, I don't. This is a silicone bead with rhinestones. Oh yeah. Yeah, Maida. You know, so you know how uncomfortable it can be. That's why I tell you guys, always design with your customers in mind. We don't know if they have, any ailments, if they're dealing with, cuts on their hands. Maybe they're constantly doing work with their hands. Always design with your your customers in mind, and weigh your pens. Like legit, put them on a scale. You can use a food scale. They sell the scales super cheap online. Weigh them. The higher the higher the weight of the pen, the harder it is going to be for your customers to write with. So keep that in mind. All of these metal alloys, and you start piling metal alloy, and then take into account the fact that this is all full of rhinestones and clay, all the clay beads. That stuff is heavy, y'all. Oh yeah. So I have a couple of videos where I talk about the rhinestones on silicone, and I quite literally bop the crap out of this thing. This is still the same one, by the way, from my videos in January, and it's still kicking. It's still good, and it is. And for those of you who are like, nah, that's acrylic. Nope, look. It's silicone. Choop, choop, poking. It's actually silicone. So, yeah, so is Karopi. Karopi is silicone as well. He was a keychain, by the way. If you don't notice, I cut the keychain part off, so he looks like a topper. So for those of you who have characters that are keychains, and you have an entire stash of keychains, you can easily cut this piece off. Use a pair of these little cutters. They're jewelry cutter plier things. Just get right flush to the ends of the thing and cut it off. Now you have a topper. Super cute topper. And reuse your characters, especially if you're not using them as keychains, y'all. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can turn your keychains into toppers. You know how many of you probably have a ton of really cute toppers and you didn't know because you have a bunch of keychains? Yep. Cut it off. It's nice and smooth. And it's one of these little plier cutters. Oh, Maria, see, that's what I want. I want you guys excited again to do this, but legit this time, do it right. Go to the, so if you want to truly understand that business side, click the link in my bio, go to the article site, where it says enter the studio, sign up for free. You don't have to pay or anything like that. Like I said, the paid subscriber stuff is if you want to do the weekly call with me, which we do every Tuesday starting at 7 Eastern. And then I gave all my insiders access to our business coach GPT, which is quite literally talking to me, but it's my entire brain dump. So anytime there's something new or information I want to share with you guys, it goes into that GPT. I have aspirations to do a lot more than what I'm doing now. And as that happens and I get busier, I don't want you guys not having something or at least a tool that you can talk to if I'm not readily available. So just keep that in mind. That's a part of it, but everything else I put up there. This whole TikTok replay is going up there. And I'm including all the links and all the tips and everything. How do you cover bead holes with adding a hat? So bead holes, so fun fact, it is pretty hard when you have bead holes, because this is not a bead hole. This was a keychain. When you have things that are already beads and then you're trying to convert them. So my husband, the engineer, created a really cute add-on that you can use for that. But I want to say it's a give and take, really, when it comes to that. Babe, do you still have that? Do you know where it's at? That little, the little thing that you did for the beads. Do you remember? It's with, oh, it's right here. So, oh no, it's not right here. Do you know where you put it? You had grabbed it the other day. You had grabbed it the other day. Remember when the, or, you put it away? Oh, because I told you, that's right. So for example, I created this bead and I'm like, this looks like such a cute topper, but I already have a hole here and a hole here. So he created for the SnapCharm system, because I wanted to turn some of these into, so he created a custom thing for me. We don't have it for sale or anything just yet. We were still just demoing and prototyping. And basically it's going to be long so that you can fit it into any of your bead designs. I see I have to like, because this is like a little wonky inside. So I have to guide it somehow in here. Let's see. There it goes. Right? So you feed it through, and depending on how big your topper is, I had already cut this one by the way, but we would provide you like a long enough stick so you push it through, and then it has this little stopper. You could put a little bit of glue into it, but it will go on there. And then you put the magnet piece, like we'll have the magnet already inside the system, and then you can use this as a topper. So like that's one of the solutions we came up with if you want to repurpose your like bigger beads and stuff like that. Because I have like different beads that I've been sitting on. Like I have this here, right? These are super cute. I embellished them with like the sugar rhinestones to make it look like little snow houses, and like they're covered in snow, but they're beads all the way through. And I was like, man. So I could get away with it because I put sugar rhinestones on it to make it look like a house. I just have to put the character mount underneath it and I'm done. But something like this, I can't embellish or hide. Now, could you do more than just leave it like this? Of course, I could put like a little crown and have like a little crown on her head, or I can add, sugar rhinestone tape all the way around on the edge here. Like there's so many things you can do. Better than a hat, yes. But yeah, so this is the prototype of the next design. We're gonna continue expanding the SnapCharm system, y'all. We actually midway through the launch, we revealed the side mount last week. That's where the side mount one came was released just last week, because we knew that if you have a flex base, that you were gonna want to have the ability to also put it on a keychain. And like 2 or 3 TikToks ago, TikTok lives ago, I had someone ask me about a keychain, and I mentioned like this design on a keychain I wouldn't recommend, because if it's a pen, right? You can use this on a pen. It's made for a pen. It's got the hole underneath, but not for a keychain. So we invented one that already came with the system. So this is all, by the way, same polarity. Like I can interswap my characters. That's what makes our system unique. Like this is not a refrigerator magnet type system. Like everything that's a base bead, meaning your flex base, your side mounts, your magnetic base beads, they all interchange. So this is where your collections matter. This is why if you're going to offer a bundle, you can show your customers that they can interchange their characters throughout your entire design. And everything that we send you has the same polarity. A base is a base every time. Your characters are character mounts every time. So it doesn't matter if you're you know, these do not stick together because they're bases. You can actually feel the push from them. Same with this. So the polarity, that means if you sell them a pen today and you continue to create using our system, and a year, 2 years from now, they come back and want to buy some more, or they've been buying and they've been collecting and changing out characters, they can go to the pen that they got a year and a half ago from you and put a character on, and it'll still function because the polarity for all of our base beads are the same. Same for the characters. I want to make it to ensure that you guys can have collectibles that people can continue swapping and doing stuff with. And even if they throw it into their purse, let me move this stuff. It doesn't fall apart. It doesn't come apart. It doesn't let it go. And look, I'm all the way up here. I know it looks weird. I want to show you guys. Like, here. How do I show it? Right? So here we are. Right? Here we are. He's still on there. Right? I needed to make sure that the system we put in place wasn't going to be just feeling like a one-off, y'all. And that's what I wanted to make sure you guys had access to. This is offered to crafters. I want you guys to have a system in place that you can then go out there and sell to your customers. And be prideful of the fact that you created it. You have the designs that they're seeing are your designs. Right? You're implementing the system that we have to use and leverage to sell your stuff. Magic trick magnets. No. No, sweetie, they're not. They're not a refrigerator either, so no. These are very, very strong. You know, I can stick Yoshi on here and swing him around. Here he goes. Hello, Yoshi. So keep that in mind, you know, when you guys are designing and you're doing stuff with your SnapCharm system, all the training is provided to you. I give you guys tons of stuff every day, quite literally. So our system already has the magnet bases and the character bases for you to use. Yes, you can use these on your stuff. So like the flex bases, it's this piece right here, and then you can put it on a badge reel. You can put it on notebooks. So like if you want to have like those acrylic shaker notebooks and you want to have interchangeable acrylics, you can do that. If you want to have interchangeable badge reels, you can do that. I know some people do the badge reels that have the base bead designs on them. So you can do, you know, double it up if you're using our side mounts. But they can always interchange stuff. So the adhesive that we will hands down always recommend is the jewelry and metal glue from Aleene's. It's got very low blooming. You don't need a ton for it to stick and stay stuck. Okay? I will always say that. I don't care what glue you're using. Please do not go crazy with those glues. Depending on the type of glue it is, the blooming effect, which is that whitening stuff, that residue, can happen if you use way too much. But this one has very low blooming, and it's the only glue that I know in the market that works with, and that I've tested and shown you guys, that works with putting rhinestones on silicone beads. So I have like 2 videos I've done on that. But yeah, I've smacked this on like the actual table and it doesn't come apart. So yeah, this is the glue. And I do have it very affordably priced per ChatGPT. I actually, so our store is on the, it's called an agentic storefront. So it's in ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT can reference the stuff on our store, as well as Microsoft Copilot. And I literally showed it to my insiders. I was like, look, and you can do this. And it was like the best priced one. And it showed my shop. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that. So Shelby, yes, I do have, so 2 things. Currently with the expansion kits, you can go as high as getting 20, you can buy them in multiples, obviously, but I do have a creator what I'm calling a creator kit that's coming out. That's where you'll be able to buy the base beads in 50, 100, and 250 packs. It's, if you got a ton of characters and stuff and just pens that you want to create and you already have your collections in mind, that's going to be ideal for you because that's the bulk version of buying it. You don't have to buy the kit but once. The kit is great if you want to explore and check it out and stuff, but we do sell the actual base beads and the character mounts separately so that you can buy that. The characters also come with character stands. Remember, you guys, you want them to feel like it's collectible. So when you sell it to your customer, if they're getting more than one character, right, include the stand for that second character or that third character. Give them that extra stand because the whole point is it feels like a collectible. They can have these on their, on their desks or on their shelves. And then when they want to swap them out, they can do that. Okay? And they can continue writing. They can drop it. It ain't going to fall off. Okay? Show them. Don't tell them. Does that glue work well with wood beads too? Do we need to sand wood too? The glue itself works great with all types of surfaces. It's a gel-based glue. So it's not going to run. It's not like, one of those runny Insta glues. Oh, God, no. Chulita, you are not. No dumb. I always say that the only dumb question that exists is the one that doesn't get asked. I would prefer you guys ask that because you might be asking a question somebody else needs to know the answer to. So it works great with all types of surfaces, and it does have impact. It does have I don't want to say impact resistant, but it is an impact type glue, meaning if you guys saw my videos with the rhinestones on silicone, I was literally slamming the item on the table and the rhinestones did not pop off at all. So I think I have, here it is. So this is the one from the video where I have this, I have my creation tape on this gauge wire because somebody was asking me if they could put creation tape on a wire. I left it there. Let me take it off. Give me 1 second. It's like you got to peel this stuff off. Exactly, Renee. Exactly. So I have here, like this one has partial on it. And I do that on purpose so you can see that it is actual silicone. But I slam it and they're not popping off. This one that I showed you is also a silicone bead. So I can push it through. And I always do this on the... It's not coming off. I use this glue. And it has that impact feature on it. Beat your beads, exactly. I do that. I literally slam them just to show you guys it works. But it's great for this entire system because it's for jewelry and metal. And like I say, a little bit goes a long way. You don't have to glob it like crazy. And on my training videos, I show you guys that too, how to appropriately put it. Like this one has that flocked design. Because it's a gel glue, it works perfectly with those as well. Yeah, it's not going anywhere, exactly. Your glue, not gel. Oh, this is a gel. This is a gel-based glue. So, like I said, a little bit goes a long way. I also love that the tip of it is plastic. Because when you're working with magnets, you don't want to have a metallic tip. So like your B6000s, by the way, we've explored with that. And I actually had one of my followers tell me, please tell everyone to stay away from B6000 and magnets. The chemical in there makes your magnet feel hot. This does not do that. So I don't know what's in that chemical or that compound that does that. It's not ideal for that. Oh yeah, Maria. I will tell you to use a lot of what you already have in a lot of things, but some things you don't want to mix. So We've tested a lot. And one of my insiders is actually, she uses the B7000. I don't use B7000 anymore. It will make your magnets feel hot. So you don't want that to affect any of your designs. This is very strong. It does have adhesion. If you go to the article site, like go to the link in my bio, go to the article site and look at my past TikToks. For like the past 4 or 5 TikToks, I've created these characters live for you guys and tested them right then and there. And like within 30 minutes, I can start like playing with it, putting it on the magnets. I don't recommend you do it that way because of the fact that you need the 24-hour curing time, but you're gonna wanna make sure before you give it to your customers, it's had the full curing time. It's perfectly good to go. And then you can test it yourself and then package it and put it away. You also don't want to package it while it's still curing. So yeah, exactly. Maria, if you have, even if you have B7000, you can use it for some of your other crafts. You know, everybody has their set of favorite glues that they use, but what I recommend with our product is this one. And it's non-toxic too. I love it. So I say non-toxic meaning, you know, don't sit there and eat it. From the aspect that it doesn't have fumes. It doesn't have that weird smell. Oh yeah, liquid fusion. So we are distributors of Aleene's. So we have this one. We have liquid fusion. We have the tacky glue and the super glue from Aleene's. Oh yeah, when I discovered that this worked like miraculously on silicone beads, I think it's like probably like one of my first 10 videos that I ever posted starting this year, because I relaunched my entire business. I did a whole relaunch in January, and I had a follower ask me like, what do you use for silicone? Because she's tried everything and she couldn't figure it out. I legit tested this one for her and did it on a video and everything and showed you guys from start to finish. I fell in love with that brand right then and there. And I reached out to the company to become an actual distributor. Oh yeah, Maria. Yep. Oh, Shelby, thank you, sweetie. Yeah, I'll reach out as soon as I'm done with the live. I'll touch base with you guys once you've whoever's messaged me. Can you make your own rhinestone beads? Oh God, yes. Yeah, so I did this rhinestone bead. This is with silicone, by the way, using this glue. And this is since January. It's already May. And I've sat there and beat the crap out of it in front of you guys on video, on lives. They don't go anywhere. Yeah, Maria, for sure. Always find some time. I think that's the biggest thing. It's always trying to find time to craft. Sometimes everything gets in the way. I use the glue on resin. Yes, you can. And on acrylics too. So like I've done it with all types of designs and everything. So you okay? Oh, that was me. I was beating the crap out of And the hubby had his headset on and was wondering what the sound was, and I'm like, no, it's just me beating the crap out of the rhinestones. I do weird things. Yes, I do with these beads. I just sit there and beat them. Yeah, sweetie. So, yeah. The biggest thing is, it's the reason why I offer as many DIY supplies on the shop, is because there should never be a reason for you to buy in bulk unless you have a bulk order to create, right? And that's typically if you're doing like bulk sales. Like I've done target markets where it's like the party scene, right? You do birthday parties, quinceañeras, sweet 16s, weddings, what is it called? Baby showers, right? All these party type stuff. Yeah, awesome. Buy in bulk because you get your deposits that equal the total amount of your investment into planning for this party. You can create some easy prototype designs to put in your catalog and not have to buy everything in bulk. You don't buy in bulk for those until you get your orders in. And when you get your orders in, those deposits better equal how much money you're going to spend on those base supplies. Because if that person cancels on you, well, guess what? You just got some free product because they ain't getting back that deposit. And make sure your documentation is ironclad. So your deposit agreements, all your stuff is set so that you have your base cost covered. Because you know that when you buy a lot of stuff in wholesale, you can't return that stuff. And if you're only charging people $50 a deposit and they decide to cancel on you, guess what? You're stuck with a big bill and a lot of extra product. My way of thinking was like, oh, it's less. Yeah, exactly. And that's the mentality that a lot of us get into because we're like, oh my God, the deals. Those deals ain't going away. They're never going to go away. And there's so many overseas wholesale sellers. Those deals will never go away. One goes away, a new one pops up. What do you mean by flexible on phone calls? So I don't do phone calls. We do live Zoom meetings. We record them all. And so that's how that goes. The weekly call, I say a weekly call because it's a live Zoom meeting. So you guys are welcome to turn on and off your cameras. You're welcome to talk. But, if I'm presenting or we're doing something, then I obviously mute yourselves if you're like in your kitchen and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a weekly Zoom. And we literally go through and discuss different business things. So like this Tuesday's call that you'll see on the recording that's posted is all around the business checklist I created. I have two business checklists that literally walk you through the entire process. So fun fact, B7000 is a thermal barrier. So when placed to magnets, oh yeah. If you touch them, it'll transfer the heat to the magnet. Woof, yep. Yes, it is. It is a group Zoom. But you guys, like I said, we do the group Zoom. Oh, that's the other thing. For my paid subscribers, we also have a private WhatsApp group. So that's my Charmy Army Insider group. And so that's where you guys get to see new things that come out first. If I need to test, like I test the GPT, I tested that with them first. So they got to get the first crack at it and use it. But that group also got that included as part of that. But yeah, Lisa, that's so Jessica was using it with that and she was like, yeah, that was a really crappy feeling. I was like, yeah, that's why I don't ever advocate for those kinds of glues. Not for this. And 5-star, if you can't make the Zoom, it's okay. It's, we record everything. You get to see all of that. It's emailed the next day through the article site with all of the content in there. Oh no, I trust me. I have a lot of subscribers. Not everybody can make it. And that's why they appreciate that everything's recorded and I send you guys a recap and everything. Oh, Lisa, thank you, sweetie. I send you guys recap articles with all the links if I shared links, all the documentation. So you guys have everything in a nice little package. Thank you, sweetie. But it is one of those things where I still provide you guys tons of free resources. I had to make something a little special for my subscribers, and it's not like I'm asking a ton. I literally left it at whatever the base is for that article site. But yeah, we do it every week. If there's a week, for example, like I haven't had one yet. I don't think I've had one yet. But if there's a week that I wouldn't be able to make it, then I make it up. So like I'll do like a recording of something and then send it to you guys. But I haven't had to do that yet. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, by all means. And take your time with it. Like go through the article site. I'm not honestly, I'm not trying to pressure anybody into doing the paid subscriber thing. It is quite literally an option if you want to, quite literally start focusing on the business side of things. Like I do my lives on TikTok to show you guys a lot of crafting and tools and tips and tricks and stuff. But on my weekly calls with subscribers, we focus on business. Like it is legit. Like I show you guys like I said, how to get your Shopify site set up. That's already been done. We did the repurpose IO so that you could take the content, like let's say that you're doing on TikTok, and send it to all of your social media sites. So you're gaining followers on across every single platform. I show you guys how to make sure that all your usernames are the same so that if you have social medias here, there, and everywhere, everyone can find you with the same handle. Yeah. And that's perfect. Yeah. So if that's what you're trying to do, then yeah, that group would be perfect for you. And then, like I said, you get an invite to the WhatsApp Insider group. So, you know, it's awesome because now you have a group of people, not just, you know, your neighbor down the street that can give you an opinion on any new designs and stuff you're working on. We keep everything internal. You know, it's like that's like literally the biggest thing of the group. Like we, you know, if we share stuff, that stays with the group. We're not sitting there, you know, stealing ideas or anything like that. Oh, awesome. 5-star. Yep. That's me. I do a lot of training stuff. Like I literally had 4 more projects with you guys that I was going to do, but it's already 11. I've been on here long enough. I've got to get ready for bed. I've got a field trip to Chaperone tomorrow. Like I was going to do this and I'll save it for a video because we're going to have our little butterflies up on there too. So you guys can, but all these base beads, like I have all of these in there. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you joining me. Let me flip the camera here. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. We've spent quite a bit of time today. You're very welcome, Chulita. And you guys know, message me if you have questions. Even if you feel like it's a question that nobody would, you know, has answered. I've had people ask me about like just even general crafting stuff, and you know, the advice I've given them has helped them tremendously. So I appreciate you guys. I will pour into you as much as I can. So I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you're very welcome, love. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support, and I will see you guys next Thursday. And then Tuesday, of course, on our weekly calls for our Substack stuff. So thank you. Thank you, Maida. Love you guys. Take care. Have a good night.